So they got married, both of them. Lyle married a former model, Anna Erickson. But then they broke up because she found out that he had pen pals with other women. So this guy's...
He fumbled a model in prison?
Yeah.
Bro.
Welcome back to Macrodosing. What's up? It is Thursday. It's October 10th, 10/10/2024. Sounds like a number that you would dial to get long-distance service. 20 minutes, 99 cents. You guys are too young to remember that, everybody except for Arian.
You're showing your age right there, man.
Yeah. You remember that? 10/10/220.
Mm-hmm.
Long-distance phone calls. 99 cents. Today's show is brought to you by Shady Rays. I love Shady Rays. I wear Shady Rays all the time. They've got a great new addition to the Barstool Sports Rival Collection. It's called Barstool College. Shady Rays partnered with us to bring you a new lineup of premium polarized shades that are perfect for showing off your team pride. I love Shady Rays. I wear them almost every day. Shady Rays are the best, and the Rival Collection, it's aggressive. It is perfect college football apparel. They have colors that match your team, bold colorways, and ensures that you're going to find the perfect pair no matter who you root for. Whether you're at the tailgate or if you're in the stands, the shades deliver all-day comfort, top-notch performance, plus with Shady Rays hassle-free returns and exchanges, you shop with confidence. Elevate your game day look with Barstool College Collection. Go on over to shadyrays.com. Use promo code MACRO. Get 35% off your polarized sunglasses. See for yourself why over 300,000 people have rated these shades 5 stars. I love Shady Rays. Wear them all the time. I've actually purchased many pairs of Shady Rays. They're cool about sending some free ones over, but I believe in them so much that I buy Shady Rays. I think I've probably purchased like 6 or 7 pairs over the course of their sponsorship here at Barstool. Love Shady Rays. Check them out if you haven't looked at them already. There's something for everybody, but that new Barstool Sports Rival Collection, it's a unique sunglass, and it is awesome. Get tons of compliments on them. ShadyRays.com, promo code MACRO, 35% off your polarized sunglasses. All right, we're back. Hey, guys, I missed you all on Tuesday. I apologize for not being in studio. I was out filming something, but I was getting texts while I was gone with just bat emojis. Just bat emojis, bat emojis. Hey, PFT, were you at Salt Shed last week? Bat emoji, bat emoji. You guys wouldn't tell me what was going on. That was fucked up.
Well, we hope you're okay.
I think I'm okay.
Do you know about the bats?
I looked it up. I Googled Salt Shed bat, and the algorithm was correct. Mm-hmm. The algorithm steered me right, and there's a couple articles out there about a possible rabies-infected bat that was at Salt Shed.
Yeah. So
what are the symptoms of having rabies? Do I have rabies?
You miss work. That's the first symptom.
Mm-hmm.
Check.
Okay.
You've been foaming at the mouth.
Yeah, listen, Hank was there too, and Hank misses a ton of work.
There you go.
I've not been foaming at the mouth, except when I'm watching Jayden Daniels highlights. What else we got?
Rabies symptoms: fever, headache, weakness, discomfort, itching, prickling.
I have been itchy.
Oh.
I've been, as a matter of fact, I humble brag, went for a run the other day, and when I got home, the first thing I Googled was, why am I itchy when I run? Okay.
Like while you run or afterwards?
Wow. During the run, I was feeling like...
Your legs?
Where are you itchy?
I was itchy on my stomach and my legs.
I hate when I get the leg things.
So you have it too?
Yeah, and it feels like they're like tingly inside of you. Yeah, I hate... That's why I don't run. Well, I don't run for a lot of reasons, but that is one of the biggest reasons.
I might have to stop running.
Yeah.
Extreme sensitivity to bright lights, sounds, or touch.
Can you turn Big T's mic down a little bit? What was that?
Oh,
you might be in trouble.
Oh, brother.
Extreme sensitivity to touch?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Normal sensitivity to touch. What was
Are
it?
you losing weight?
I have lost weight.
You
Thank
look
you
like
for
it,
noticing.
man.
I appreciate that. I've been... All right, this is going to sound corny, but sometimes, like this morning, I wake up and I watch a Jayden Daniels hype video, and it inspires me to work out, to be a better person.
Pre-workout.
I saw it today. He gets in the... Arian, guess what time he shows up at the facility?
4:30 a.m.
Nope, 4.
Oh, shit.
I'm glad you brought that up. That's so ridiculous and probably antithetical to like helping you prepare.
I would say it's whatever he's doing, he should just continue doing that. But I know
like
what
it's
you're
working right now, but I getting up at 3 a.m. every day in the long run, you could just get up at 6
I know what you're
and be
saying.
there at 6:30, which is still very early.
Like when coaches sleep at the facility, when they bring like a cot into their office, at some point, just go home, dude. Just like go home at 5 one day and then have a meal with your family, get a good night's sleep, wake up and come back.
Agreed.
Yeah. Sometimes I think that coaches do it just to be like, yeah, I slept at the facility last night.
He's doing it so that the story gets out there that he gets there at 4 a.m.
No, because it wasn't even him. It was his teammates.
Well, someone, he can't put it out there himself. It's going to get leaked.
Yeah, probably. Whatever's happening, just I want it to keep happening. That's all. But yeah, thank you.
Why does he get there at 4? What is he doing?
He does his film study, and then he gets in the weight room.
Okay.
Because he gets his workout in early before the actual practice.
Okay.
I would like to talk to
I know what that smile is from Arian, and let me do a quick like Arian translator, Arian facial translator.
Pause.
You think my guy's got a little JJ Watt in him?
What the fuck? How did we get there? How did we get there? How did we get there?
I notice you didn't say that's wrong, PFT.
Listen, bro. All I'm saying is, I say no. It's gonna be clipped, and then I'll be. Yeah, y'all hate me on this fucking podcast. I don't know why. Dog. Y'all dig up old weak ass photos. Y'all always try to clip me out of context.
Love this.
Why?
Why that was a masterful turn of the conversation on my part to steer it away from PFT having rabies to Arian Foster just being a downer.
That's what I'm saying, man. Y'all motherfuckers hate me on this podcast because no, fuck it. Yeah, sure, he's the same. It's like this, bro. There's nothing you could do that early. Like the most quintessential part of being an athlete and you're actually training is resting. That's like the most important thing you could do is rest.
Well, then why am I not in the NFL?
Because you suck and you're not athletic and you can't jump.
Oh, that's all right. So listen, I do suck. You're correct. Point Arian. I'm unathletic. Now I'm somewhat unathletic, but I can jump.
Fuck it. $1,000. I want to see a rim touch.
Not right now, because I worked out this morning. I did a leg workout.
Whenever you have the legs to do so,
I've touched the rim in front of you before.
That was on a 9-foot rim.
It's not 9 feet.
It was a small rim.
Take it up with the Parks Department of New York.
I will do that.
$1,000 if I can touch rim.
You can't touch the rim.
How long do I have?
Huh?
How long do I have?
Today.
I told you I worked out this morning.
Okay. When does the lactic acid subside?
Probably 6 weeks.
That's what you want to train for?
Aaron, can you dunk?
Right now, probably not.
I was going to say, what's more reasonable to have happen? You touch the rim or Arian dunk?
I think it's probably about the same. Because
right now, they're both inconceivable.
I think you probably could dunk, what, like 4 years ago, 5 years ago?
Probably like 3. Yeah, like 3 years ago. Yeah. Like I go through like bouts. Like I have to really train and work out and drop the weight and stuff like that, which I'm currently doing. Feeling really good right now. But if you give me like 3 weeks, I could be able to dunk.
Have you ever dunked, Big T?
I can let go of the ball and grab the rim in rapid succession.
Okay.
Which is close to dunking.
Yeah. I'm going to count that.
Yeah.
If the ball goes in the hoop and you grab the rim.
It doesn't go in every time.
But if you can do that.
Yeah.
I will count that as
I've scored hundreds, maybe 1,000 touchdowns in my life. Playoff moments, big time games, spotlight, national TV. There's nothing more satisfying than dunking on somebody. That feels fantastic. And it's just like at a 24-hour finish where you just rise up on somebody and yam it in their face. And they jump with you and you dunk it on them. Gorgeous feeling.
Oh, speaking of your athletic pursuits, I wanted to talk to you about something. The play we discussed the other day against Kentucky.
More hating on Arian.
No, it's not hating. It's not
disgusting.
hating. Not hating.
Let's go.
I broke down the film, the all 22.
As everybody, every professional athlete waits for Big T to break down that play.
You could have cut that inside and scored relatively easily.
You know the good thing about playing an armchair quarterback is?
It's a lot easier.
It's so easy, dog. It's so easy, man.
It's a split second. I understand. Also, you did throw that ball right in front of a ref.
Fuck that ref and fuck those whoever threw the flag and fuck those fans and fuck that shit.
I thought it was disgusting.
I mean, imagine all the kids that were watching.
Both things. And Arian's right. There's nothing better than playing armchair quarterback where you're like, you turn every player that you're watching into your own little Madden character. You're like, I would have cut it up right there. Like after the third step, get upfield, Arian. Positive yard. North,
he
south.
He did respond to my text and said, yeah, wasn't the best run.
It wasn't the best run, but you can't say that.
I didn't say I could have done it better.
I didn't say that you said that. I'm just saying you can't say that. Your opinion of my run is inconsequential.
2009, Arian Foster would have put a foot in the ground, gotten downhill.
I was a different player from college to the pros.
Yep.
Night and day different.
But then you threw the ball.
If I would have done the things that I did to get the starting job in the NFL, and if I would have just done that in college, I'd have easily been a Heisman candidate. If not, win that bitch easily.
Have you seen the running back from Boise State yet?
I just saw the clips that Big T posted. I haven't seen him play yet.
He's so incredible.
But like the clips that you posted, it was against like some. The defense was very bad.
No, some of them were against Oregon.
The only clip I saw that was in Oregon. That was like JSU or some shit like that. I don't even know. I don't even recognize the school.
He played really, really well against Oregon. Yeah.
So
I'm not saying they did. I'm just saying the clips that I saw.
So through 5 games, he has 1,031 yards and 16 touchdowns, averaging 10.9 yards a carry.
Bring that old thing back. I love it.
Got him 50-1.
Do you?
Yeah.
Damn.
They want me to cash out for like plus 2,000.
Are you gonna hang on to it?
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
That's a really good bet.
Yeah, I bet it was. I forget if it was week 1 or 2, but it was. So week 1 he had 20 carries, 267 yards, and 6 touchdowns against Georgia Southern. I believe I bet it during the Oregon game in week 2, in which he had 25 carries, 192 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's very fun to watch.
And then they played Portland State, an FCS team, and he only had 11 carries for 127 yards because he only played like a quarter. If he had played that whole game, he'd be at 1,400 yards right now.
I think they've taken him out of 2 games, maybe 3 now at halftime.
Yeah, I think Utah State also, he didn't play the whole game.
Yeah, and he still gets massive amounts of yards.
His total every week is like 170.
What's his average per carry right now? Is it like
10.9?
Yeah, insane. He's doing great work. Mad Dog, question.
Yeah.
You had a tweet earlier today.
I did have a tweet.
This is a new segment. Mad Dog explains her weird tweet.
Yeah.
Your tweet was, "I'm straight," by the way.
Yeah. Which, let the records show, not a lie. Yes. I had to clarify some things after Connor Griffin accidentally called me gay on Mostly Sports this morning.
How does one accidentally call one gay?
So I was watching Mostly Sports because I'm family.
Yeah, okay. So maybe he's onto something.
Exactly. Because I am family. And I'm also, if you're watching the YouTube, I am dressed like Chessie from The Parent Trap right now, which like also doesn't play in my favor. But anyways, they were talking about Chapel Roan, and they were saying like, Connor, you should try and, link up with Chapel Roan, see what's going on in that neck of the woods. Is she gay? Mega.
Yeah, no.
And I was watching it, and so they were trying to decipher her sexuality live on air, and I just texted Connor, and I said, hey, by the way, Chapel Roan is a lesbian. And Connor relayed the message on the show and said, Mad Dog said she's gay, instead of Mad Dog said Chapel Roan is gay.
Yeah.
So then Connor proceeded to get so red in the face that it matched his Red October shirt. And I just had to like kind of set the record straight for my family.
So Mad Dog is
straight.
Got it.
Yes.
Loves
Chapel
sports.
Roan.
Well, there's
lesbian.
a spectrum. Mad Dog. Have you
Totally.
ever heard of the Kinsey scale?
I have.
Yeah. So, but you're as far on the straight side as possible.
I'm not. I don't know.
Who's Chapel Roan?
She's a singer who is on the up and up. Like, she is the it girl of pop music, I would say right now.
She sings that song where she spells, yeah.
H-O-T-T-O-G-O. That's one of her
I've not
big
heard
ones.
But then she said that she wouldn't endorse Kamala Harris, so she's getting kind of Twitter canceled.
But then she got Twitter canceled, and then at Austin City Limits this weekend, she had the largest crowd of any
Well, yeah,
set
Twitter
ever.
canceled doesn't mean anything.
Exactly.
But
News is canceled.
the Twitterers are mad that she said she wouldn't endorse Kamala Harris.
Right. But either
Why do
way-
we need Chapel Roan to endorse?
If I have to hear
political
one more word about what Chapel Roan thinks, I'm gonna kill myself. What was the other thing too that people got mad at after that?
Oh shoot, what was it?
Because there was two.
Yeah, it was that. Oh, and she canceled one of her shows.
No, yeah, people were right to get mad about that because she said her mental health was too bad after people were canceling her for not endorsing Kamala Harris that she canceled shows.
She canceled
Like,
music festival.
Was it like the day of or the day before?
The day before, yeah.
And people had like traveled to go there and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that she was wrong to do, but
Yeah, but Chapel Roan,
That's
gay,
a
I'm not.
tough position for her to be in. I've become more sympathetic. Maybe I'm getting soft in my old age, but I've become more sympathetic to people like having to deal with all these opinions online, all these like weird people that go after him if they don't like agree with him politically or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to fuck with you if you're at her level.
Totally. And she went from, in Chapel Roan's instance, she went from like opening for Olivia Rodrigo Mackenzie and I went like 6 months ago and barely anyone knew her songs, to having the biggest set ever at Lollapalooza and Austin City Limits in the matter of 7 months. Like she
Industry
has
plant.
No, I don't think industry plant. I think like one of her songs blew up on TikTok and then it kind of just catapulted this whole thing. But she literally has gone from not zero, but a very, very low relative amount of fame to the biggest person in the music industry at the moment.
One thing I respect about her live shows is that she just runs in place for like 45 minutes nonstop.
Yeah. She also
It's like an 80s aerobic workout.
she like wears like all of these cool costumes. Like I love her. But yeah, anyways, she is lesbian. I am straight. Connor mixed the two up this morning on Mostly Sports.
Got it. So
hence why I had to be.
the first
What's
time
like her
you've been
big
confused for
song?
Chapel Roan.
Her biggest song is probably Hot to Go is like a big one.
Hot to go. That's
Or-
cool. I only need one. I ain't gonna listen to all this shit.
Okay. Okay.
Arian, that reminds me, I saw a very funny video on X.com, the everything app. It's all happening on X.
Why you doing that, man? Why you don't give in, man. Hold the line.
It was called Top 10 White People Songs That Black People Love. And I know that we've kind of danced around that before, and it was from Kevin. Kev on Stage put this out. And so I think number one,
wait, can you say, do they have the years that they were released?
no.
Oh, I was gonna have you say the year and see if we could get it, but just list them.
Okay, there was Don't Stop Believin'.
Of course, yeah.
That's a white people song that black people love.
Oh yeah.
In the Air Tonight.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Is that a white people song?
Yeah.
Phil Collins, pretty white.
I think this is just a list of white people songs. Like it's just like songs that were made by white people.
Yeah. What a Fool Believes by the Doobie Brothers.
What's that? I don't know if I've heard that one.
I think you've heard it. It's like kind of smooth. What a fool.
Oh yeah. Well, now that you say that, yeah.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh, maybe one of my favorite songs of all time. Top 5 song ever made.
Really?
I know that shit. I know every word, even when he starts getting off. I know every word.
All right. Give it to me. I See a Little.
Silhouette of a man's got a news. Let me do the fighting dango. Thunderbolts and lightning, very, very frightening me. Galileo.
Okay.
man.
Since You've Been
Nigga,
Gone.
Well, you really tried me right there. I don't like that you tried me. You think I should be lying on this fucking podcast?
Well, the words are weird.
I know. That's why it's very obscure, but that's how you know I know it.
Yeah. Since You've Been Gone is another one.
Wouldn't have guessed that.
Since you've been gone, that one? I
Yeah.
haven't breathed for that shit.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, I can see that.
Smells Like Teen Spirit.
What is that one?
I really don't get that one.
You don't know that?
No, I know it. I don't. That doesn't strike me as one that.
It's Nirvana. It's hello, hello,
Oh,
hello.
hell yeah. Yeah.
With the lights out. This is dangerous. Here we are now.
And you know who did a dope
Entertain
one?
us.
Your man's Weird Al Yankovic did a funny ass one to that.
Yeah.
And I don't know what I'm saying.
Let's see what else we have on here. Number 1 is actually just, here's Careless Whisper is on there. You like saxophones? Saxophones make every song better. We need to have more saxophones in music.
I don't disagree with that.
And then their number 1 was, it just says Red Hot Chili Peppers, which isn't a song, it's a band. So let me see which Red Hot Chili Peppers song.
Oh, yeah.
If you were to guess.
Give it away, give it away, give it away now.
Okay.
That one's good. What's the other one? Oh, one of my favorite ones is the,
this guy just literally said when I press play, he goes, give it away, give it away, give it away now.
There's another one where it goes, it was really hard, man. I talk about like suicide or some shit, dog.
Under the Bridge?
I don't remember what the fucking. Hold on, Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Slit
Californication.
My throat is all I ever.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
How
That's
long will I slide?
Yeah.
Separate my side.
Yeah, that's my fucking jam. Slitting my throat is all I ever. Yeah.
Yeah, when they play that live and they get like 100,000 people to go like slitting my throat, it's wild.
Yeah. I love to hear people slit their throats. It's amazing.
All right, well, yeah,
what's
that's
another
a
one?
good list.
That was a bunch, man. White people used to make great music, man.
Used to.
There ain't no white people music no more, man. It's all pop or like trap music. That's sad. We've had this conversation before, but it's sad.
Yeah.
White people need to go back to making white people music, but I don't think it's no more, man. I think our cultures are just, the internet has merged everything, and it's all trap music now, and I hate it.
What about
It's the worst.
country?
I've never been a big fan of country, but even country songs now are just pop songs.
Yeah, for the most part.
Like the country that I grew up on, because my mom was a country fan. So like George Strait, what's the other nigga?
That might be the
Garth
first
Brooks.
time that
Garth
word's ever
Brooks.
been used to describe George Strait.
Well, Garth Brooks. Who's
Garth Brooks, yeah. Or Garth Brooks is in hot
But
water.
He's
I
in
grew up-
trouble
I grew
right
up on,
now.
like Patsy Cline too, like way back in the day. Like so, like I liked country music, but like it's not the same anymore. I think it started taking a turn like with Carrie Underwood. You know what I mean? And I don't dislike her. I'm just saying, and I really just think it's the internet. The internet has curated music in a way that it's they just make it for hits now. People make it for hits, and it's rare that artists make songs that mean something to them. And that's what artists should be about. But it's about making money now, and it's not appealing. I don't know.
You ever listen to Sturgill?
Huh?
Sturgill Simpson?
Sturgill?
Sturgill.
Simpson. I don't even ever heard of that shit.
Sturgill. Sturgill.
Sturgill. It's even worse than Scourgill.
Sturgill. With a name like Sturgill, you got to be a country singer. Those are the rules.
Sturgill.
I think you would like Sturgill Simpson because he's a very unique sound in country music, and he blends a lot of different styles. He does like old school outlaw country style songs. He does some that are more like trippy or jam band mixed with country music. He's a great musician and puts on a hell of a live show. I think you'd like him.
No, I'll give anything a listen, man.
Check out Sturgill. I would bet good money that you would like him.
How much?
I'd bet $1,000
Are you just trying to get it back for
for the
non-written
yeah,
touching?
Yeah. You got me. You like Sturgill. To anybody out there that might be in South Florida, hope you're doing okay.
Oh, this is heartbreaking.
We
dog.
got Hurricane Milton hitting right now, and I saw the mayor of Tampa being like, "Get out, or you're going to die."
That's pretty.
Now I don't know.
I like it.
Yeah, you gotta be honest sometimes, and you gotta make people realize that it's not like fucking around weather. Because I'll be honest, there were a couple times when I've been in like a tropical storm or Category 1 hurricane, and it's like relatively protected. You know it's just going to be a heavy storm. And it can be fun to ride out a storm, right? Like you want to be around to see a massive, massive hurricane hit. I get that sentiment, but when it's this big, it's fucking dangerous. It's life or death. Now, last I saw the path of the storm it shifted south. So by the time this comes out, we'll know what happened, where the hurricane hit. But the last I saw, it shifted south, a little bit south of Tampa, which is good for people in Tampa because there's a lot of people there, but there's also people that live south of Tampa that it's really, really bad for.
Yeah.
But yeah, this hurricane is bad because they're still picking up the pieces from the last hurricane that just hit like a week and a half ago.
There was a hurricane that hit in 2016 when I was in Florida. I was just playing for Miami. And I think it was during training camp, if I believe. And the path of it like slightly altered. It was about to hit, I think, Miami and Fort Lauderdale, that area, but it slightly veered off. And so like you could just see the remnants of it in the distance. And there was a lot of, tropical storms. And so I went to the beach while the hurricane was passing and got some video of it. It's wild.
Yeah, they're fascinating. Like the dudes that fly the planes into the hurricanes. Have you seen those guys?
Oh my God, that's crazy work.
That's wild, isn't it?
That's crazy work. Cause I'll be hitting a little bit of turbulence and I'll be grabbing the person next to me like, let's pray.
Yeah. Yeah, if something goes wrong in that flight, good luck getting somebody to come rescue you. It's not happening.
It's I don't know. I feel bad, man, because there are people who can't afford, gas to get out, or they don't have nowhere to evacuate to, and these motherfucking. Let me tell you something, bro. These fucking evil human beings that are like upcharging hotel prices for people that are evacuating, they all need to die too. That's disgusting, dog. There's like all kinds of reports of like hotels upcharging people.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gross, bro. It's fucking disgusting.
Yeah, the price gouging. At that point, like some sort of government needs to step in and be like, hey, you're giving your rooms away for free.
Or just fucking 1,000 people just go sleep in the lobby. Fuck you and your rules. That's just gross, man.
Yeah. I mean, good luck getting a security guard to kick 100 people out.
Right. But I hope everybody's safe, man. That's sad, dog.
Yeah, and I feel like these storms are going to get more and more frequent because of geoengineering and the government sending hurricanes at people.
I mean, it is not a coincidence, dog, that these hurricanes are hitting right before the election.
Yeah, good point. October? Who would have? Hurricanes never occurred in October before.
Yep. It's just saying. I'm just asking questions.
Yeah, I've been reading a lot of posts. I almost said the T word. I've been reading a lot of posts on X.com. X, the everything app. It's all happening on X.
Is Elon in your pocket, man? What's up with you?
I've been reading a lot of posts, and one of them stood out to me that was like, I mean, think about it. We had this hurricane. We had the other hurricane. We had the bridge getting collapsed. We had Diddy. This all can't be a coincidence. It's like the dude is just naming. He's just naming current events.
How many is a lot? How many posts like that have you seen that would qualify as a lot?
Posts like that or posts adjacent to that, I've probably dozens. A lot of posts.
I'm dubious of that claim.
A lot of posts. And it's, where it's at is usually on the For You page.
Right.
The For You page is just a lot of just horse shit out there. But yeah, you know what? I was thinking about this because chemtrails are also making a comeback. That's another thing that people are talking about again, is the planes spraying aerosols into the atmosphere. Because as we talked about DARPA on macrodosing like a month ago. The government has experimented with cloud seeding before. It's a technology that we've been working on. It's not, you can't create a hurricane or move a hurricane with it. That doesn't happen. You can ask.
That's what they want you to think.
That's true. But kind of adjacent to that, the chemtrail situation is coming back, and chemtrails, they're right in front of your face. So you just see, trails of vapor in the sky, and you're like, that's the government making a hurricane here in Wyoming. Next thing you know, they have tried to use cloud seeding to get more rain in certain places. That are experiencing droughts. They haven't been very successful at all with it, but they've they've tried to do that before. So it's a thing that is being experimented with. But if you think that the government is creating hurricanes and sending it after you, you're so far gone. I don't know what to tell you. I feel like that's a point where it's like, okay, you just go ahead and you live in the world that you've constructed.
So that's what they'd say about you, my brother.
That's true. Actually, you know what? I'll do one better than the chemtrails. You ever notice that they always tell you don't look at the sun?
Mhm.
What are they hiding? And we all believe it like sheep. Don't look at the sun. Don't look up. They don't want you to see what's on the sun.
I have a Tesla, and it's like it's a tinted window, and sometimes when there's the right cloud coverage and you look up, you can see a perfect little circle. If you look up at it, it's really dope.
Interesting. Like a perfect circle, like one that might have been made by man.
You never know, man. Nowadays.
Yeah. So if you are living in South Florida, hope you're doing okay. I got some friends down there that they had like 2 feet of water from the last hurricane, and then they went back to like start cleaning their shit up. And then they are like, well, we have to just pack up everything that we can and just get the fuck away for like another month probably. So it's bad. It's bad news, but hope you're doing okay. Hope you're able to get out. And if you didn't get out, hope you stay safe. Weather's scary, man. Water is scary. That's a symptom of rabies.
It is actually.
Being
I
afraid
saw
of
it
water.
earlier. Hydrophobia. Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Is it really?
It was on there.
Why? What is it? How does that manifest?
I don't know.
I think just hallucinations, anxiety, insomnia, confusion, agitation, delirium, hallucinations, hydrophobia, hypersalivation, seizures, muscle spasms, and paralysis.
I think it does. It's one of the ways that it kills you because it makes you afraid of water, so you don't want to drink water, so you get so dehydrated.
Well, you are drinking water.
I am
so
drinking
that's
water
good.
right now. Yeah.
How can something convince you to not drink water, though? I don't know that I could ever be that.
You're built
That's
different.
why. I think I could will myself to drink water.
R.I.P. to all the people that died of rabies, but Arian's different.
You're right.
I would simply drink that bitch.
I'm just saying, like, that'd have to be a lot of brain chemistry moving around to convince my brain, like, you don't need water, fam. Trust me.
Yeah.
I just went on a water fast for a day.
Drink only water?
Only water for the day.
How'd that go?
It was fine actually. I've been going hard, man. I need to turn my life around. This summer I enjoyed my summer, dog. I went on a lot of trips with my kids, enjoyed myself, a lot of cooking and grilling in the backyard, and I was like, I need a reset. I just need a reset. I need a day of nothing but just hydration, and I did that. And it was relatively easy, honestly. I even played golf that day. And just drank a lot and woke up the next day, and I wasn't even like starving the next day. I went to go golf with my mom. My mom's in town, so we walked 9. And then I went to go get something to eat. It was probably like 1, something like that. So
Did she play?
nah, she just likes walking the course with me. So like when she's in town, we'll go to a course and she'll walk and I'll walk. Good mother son bonding time.
That's sweet.
Oh, cuz I was playing so good, dog. I was like 1 over through 6. Bomb. No, through 7. So on the 7th hole, I get a triple and then a double and then a triple. I just fell the fuck apart. And I was like, I'm not playing the rest of the day. 9 is enough.
Yeah.
9 is enough. I was playing so well though, dog. Hitting all the shots that I needed to hit, wanted to hit, and all of a sudden I just fucking fell apart.
Yeah, but for those 6 holes, you probably felt like a pro.
I was the man. My mom was like, I've never seen you play this good. I was like, it's right. It's right. I'm different.
Love that. What else do we want to talk about? We're going to get into the Menendez brothers in a little bit. You may have seen them on a couple different shows on Netflix recently. I remember when this was going on. So like I grew up. It was like after OJ, I feel like they were trying to fill all that air on Court TV because Court TV wasn't really a thing till the OJ trial. And then they're like, oh shit, everyone's watching us. What can we do?
You're actually wrong about that.
I thought that
the Menendez brothers were like the first big thing on court TV before OJ.
But I thought that their second trial was...
The second trial was after OJ, but the first one was years before.
But I don't know that court TV was what court TV was until after the OJ
It started
trial.
right then, and that's when people... Like, it started for... I don't know if it's specifically for, but it started right before the Menendez trial.
Okay.
And a bunch of people were watching it on there.
Maybe I'm wrong about that. But yeah, I remember it while it was going on. I remember it being in the news. And so when everyone was talking about the Menendez brothers again in the year 2024, I was like, why? Oh, yeah, because there's a couple shows out about it. They get some stuff right, some stuff wrong, but I think overall they do a decent job of it.
Changing the name of Court TV to True TV, still hate that.
Yeah, I hate that too, because I think they realize we can't have the trial of the century every 6 months.
It was great, though, when you were looking for NCAA tournament games. You're like, oh, this one's on Court TV.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
It was funny. But yeah, there's a lot to get into about the Menendez brothers. Right now I'm watching the Aaron Hernandez show on FX Hulu, and it just keeps getting better and better and better.
Can you tell me why, and I guess you're not a set director, so you might not know the answer to this. I saw a clip this morning of him being introduced to Gronk.
Yeah.
And it's right before practice, and they have their pads on and stuff. And the sleeves on their jerseys are legit down past their elbows.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't...
Like, it was so distracting, I couldn't even focus on the scene.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a couple things in that show that stand out to me. One is the portrayal of Urban Meyer. One is the CGI rendition that they do of the swamp for Florida. And then the athleticism from the actor that plays Aaron Hernandez is just laugh out loud funny. It's good.
It's so bad, bro.
It's good stuff. It's good stuff. So yeah, there was a new episode that came out, I believe last night. I've watched the first 15 minutes of it, and I can already tell it's going to be a banger. Just right off the bat, they've got that scene where Aaron gets introduced to Gronk, and they got the actor that plays Gronk. He does sound a lot like Rob Gronkowski.
He actually didn't do a terrible job with the voice.
Yeah, he did a good job. And then you got Tom Brady walking through the locker room, being like, "Come on, guys, it's practice time." And Danny, I don't know if they credit him, but there is an actor wearing number 39 that's right next to Tom Brady, going with Tom being the first ones out, and that's Danny Woodhead. And they
really
did a great job of portraying Danny's love of practice. So I hope that I saw one guy, because I tweeted out some of the clips last week because I just can't stop watching the show, and somebody said like they should have had you play Danny Woodhead. And if Danny doesn't have like any athletic things to do on the show, if he's just like always following Tom Brady or just walking out to the practice field, getting out of his car at the facility at 3:15 a.m., that would have been awesome. I'm a little bit upset that they did not ask me to play Danny Woodhead, because I proportionally,
You could have pulled that off.
you won't find a better body double for Danny Woodhead than me, as long as the character is wearing like sweats and not showing any of the athletic parts of Danny's body.
I could have gave you some running back tips to make. I could have worked with you a little bit to make you look a little athletic.
Give him the dead leg.
Yeah, I don't think Danny Woodhead had a dead leg like that.
You don't know Danny.
No, please don't clip that. I already got enough professional athlete mad at me. Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Danny will come after you.
I don't think he would, but there's no disrespect. I'm just saying.
Danny was the real locker room issue, not Aaron.
I hate that script writers think that, or I don't know, maybe they really think that that's how shit goes down. But it's like, who has those conversations right before they go out to practice? Have you met Coach?
Yeah.
Talking about.
I was thinking about that as well.
Huh?
Gets drafted in April and makes it to at the end of July, having not met the coach.
It's just goofy, man. Like, it's just bad. There's so much better scenarios you could write, but it's just, I don't know. People think, I don't know, man.
I don't want to give away.
Practice conversations aren't that heavy either.
I won't give away too much about the episode that came out on Tuesday, but they go out to practice and then they go back to the locker room. Then they shower, which again, always weird to me that after practice the guys just get together in a big room and just shower together without any dividers. But they're showering, and then
that's a real thing, though.
I know it's weird. Just put a fucking stall
I mean, I've been doing that since like high school, honestly. So more college, but yeah, it's just you don't think nothing of it.
I think, did we already talk about the new NFLPA thing where they're asking for reporters to not interview athletes while they're naked?
I don't think
No, we haven't
so.
talked about
But
I kind of see the point of the NFLPA on that one.
Yeah, there's a lot of we used to call them meat watchers.
Yeah, so I was talking to Big Cat about that, and he was like, I don't think that reporters and journalists are actually talking to players when they're naked.
Oh, yes,
and I was
they
like,
do.
yeah, I think they do.
Yeah, yes, they absolutely did. Yeah, we called them meat watchers. But like, get out of here, you meat watcher.
Yeah, it's really strange, right?
And then for like inclusion, they wouldn't, but the lack of they wouldn't let the woman reporters in there when we was naked. We had to put clothes on for them. But for the dude reporters, we could just be butt ass naked. Niggas walk up to you in a towel. Like people walk up to you in a towel. That would be it. Like right after practice, niggas be in a towel and be like, bro, let me put my clothes on, dog. Like this is weird.
Yeah.
how long did you get before they were allowed in there?
Well, it was like everybody did their own thing. So like if practice ends and I wanted to stay and do some extra stuff,
Right.
there's a certain time that media had, and so they would just get in there and stay in there. And when guys would trickle in and trickle out, they would, hey, can I talk to you? I'm like, give me a second. You know what I'm saying? You have to like that. That's kind of how it went. And so they have a certain set of time that they're allowed in there, and yeah. No, I'm thinking about it, I think there was women in there. Yeah, there was absolutely.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
it's bizarre. And I understand the sentiment of after a game, you want to get the most emotional quotes. You want to hear not just like coach speak from athletes, and usually that's like right after they're done playing. I get that, but also I don't think that we need to be interviewing players while they're nude. Call me old fashioned, or I guess call me woke. That's more of a call me woke, right?
I mean, do you need to interview athletes every day? Like, there should be one day of interviews a week.
I think you do because if the media has more stuff to talk about, it generates more interest in the team. More
But
people watch the
are
games.
you
More people
like
go to the
you're
games.
a fan of the Washington Commanders? You're a fan. You're a super fan. It's getting weird. It's borderline weird, but you're a fan, right?
Mhm.
So like, do you like scour like beat writer stuff to see what's going on with the team? Really?
Yes.
Why? Over half of that shit is not accurate, right? They're
Yes.
just drumming up storylines.
What I do is I go searching for things that make me happy to read.
Okay.
Like I'll go on the page and I'll look at the different articles they have, and then there's one about what time Jaden gets in there, and I'm like, smash that link. I'm gonna read about that. There'll be an interview with Luke McCaffrey where he's at the locker and he's wearing a shirt that just says fundamentals on it. I'm like, smash! I want to listen to him talk about fundamentals.
See, quotes from players and coaches, I think, can only make me mad. I don't think there's any that I've been like, I'm glad I heard you say that. Like today, a UT player was like, I've learned this week that we really hate to lose. It's like, you should have hated to lose before you lost, and you should have prevented it.
Yeah,
He's like, we're
point.
really mad. Like, we hate to lose. You could have not lost.
but so I understand at the same time that quotes like that, that's just a player trying to say something without really saying anything, where it doesn't really mean anything. Like, what'd you learn?
Sure.
Here's the easiest thing I can tell this reporter to give him an answer. Oh, we don't like to lose.
And in
But this is what
college,
I'm saying.
it's particularly bad because it's 19-year-olds that you're getting in front of reporters who are like trying to get a quote out of them, and it's like,
That's what I'm saying. It's like because you get interviewed every day, they ask the same questions. It's like at what point are we like, yo, this is pretty stupid. Let's just one day a week. That way you can get as best close to a real answer as you can. But even then, it's just you're not gonna get a lot of interesting material. What do
Yeah.
you think about this week's defense? Oh, they fucking suck. You know, like nobody's gonna say that shit. So it's gonna be like, oh, it's a good team. It's the same rinse and repeat. That's why I don't really see the point of it.
Did you see that side-by-side interview with two players? Was it on South Carolina, the guy that was accused of brandishing the simulated
Minnesota.
brandished the simulated firearm?
Yeah.
And then they asked the two players at the same time, what'd you think about that play? And there was one guy that said right off the bat, like, yeah, that was stupid that the refs did that. And then the other guy on the team looked at him and was like, what do you say? Like, we have to respect the officials or something like that. And the first guy was like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to say that. It was funny. When I like to watch like coach interviews after a game is when a coach does something really boneheaded that costs themselves the game, or if they're like on the hot seat firmly, like Doug Peterson for the Jaguars. And I like to watch those interviews because I get to see the coach try to be creative with his answers about why he did something stupid or how he's going to deflect blame for himself. Just want to see how creative they can be with these answers when they're trying to bullshit people. That's all I care about. And then if you win, you want to see all the interviews because you're feeling good. And every time you watch them talk, you're like, yeah, you're right. That was a great play.
Like when Kirk Cousins said he really learned about the Falcons-Saints rivalry by seeing the crowd do swag surfing.
Well, the song about the swag and the surf.
Yeah, so now he loves swag surfing, and it's a great meme.
Let's be fair. That song does not belong to the Atlanta Falcons. That song is Taylor Swift's dance.
Does she own the swag surf?
She did the Taylor. Yeah, it's the Taylor Swift dance. She did it at the Kansas City Chiefs game last year.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, Arian, I'll be honest with you. I understand that it's all bullshit. But sometimes I like to watch the bullshit.
Fair enough.
See, football in particular, like baseball, you do not need to be in the locker room every single day for 6 months. It's ridiculous. It's each game in and of itself is ultimately inconsequential. Obviously, you build them up and it matters. But football is such a slog from Saturday to Saturday or Sunday to Sunday that you've got to have something. Because you, like the week, you're like, I got to wait 6 more days for another game. You got to have something.
I don't know that you do, but I mean, shit, to each their own, man. I think being on both sides, I get it. Like, I've never seen an interesting athlete interview in a locker room other than a declarative statement.
Mm-hmm.
What about, who was was it Brian Robinson with the big hat?
Yeah.
He said, I've got a big hat guy if you need a big hat.
Yeah.
That's great.
He blew up the big hat industry, yeah. There've been a couple post game ones where you see just people that are angry and they blow up. I kind of like those.
Max Crosby the other day.
I think you like those.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, but then it's always, they're gonna apologize a few days later. I was heated in the moment. It's always the same song and dance. Yeah, I'm just getting old. I'm in my pessimistic bag today. Let me. Everything's good. Let me talk myself out of this. Everything's
okay. What are you pumped about?
It's all good, Unc.
Yes, yeah. Everything's good, man. Everything's amazing.
What are you ate up about?
Huh?
What are you ate up about? What are you excited about?
Nothing. That's part of my pessimism.
You had good 6 holes of golf.
Every day is I'm just here, man. I'm just here. Somebody told me to be here in 1986, and I showed up. And I'm just fucking reporting for duty.
You know what's sneaking up that you'll be excited about fairly soon?
What's that?
I mean, it's October. Before you know it, it'll be November. Then it's Christmas.
Oh yeah, Christmas is on.
And
the way.
I don't now if you're starting Christmas stuff in October and early November out, I'm not down with that. But it's coming up. It's coming up.
Start that shit right now. That might cheer me up. Somebody send me some Christmas memes. I follow this account that says, "Is it Christmas yet?" Nope. It's called "Is it Christmas yet?" And he just says, "Nope" every day.
And then on December 25th, that tweet goes wild.
I was gonna say it goes nuclear.
Crazy.
Yeah. I mean, if you go to Costco, they've probably had Christmas shit up for probably August. I would imagine late August is when they start getting that up.
Yeah, I haven't been in a month or so. I need to go check it out.
How come the Costco guys have not endorsed a candidate?
It's a great question. In a swing state, too. Not really a swing state anymore, but...
Are they Florida?
Yeah.
Yeah, they seem like Florida. I had no idea. That was
Boca, I believe.
Yep. Okay, checks out. Yep.
Did you see Big Justice nail a 15-foot jumper at MSG?
I did not see that.
Full crowd going crazy, sunk it.
Good for him.
Yeah. Rizzler was playing, too.
Who are they voting for?
It's a good question. Who gets a boom and who gets a doom? That should decide the election.
Yeah.
any state that's within 1%, gets to be decided by boom or doom.
Okay, I'm down with it. I have a suspicion of which way they'll be voting.
I might surprise you.
It might.
Nah. That nigga voting for Trump.
Oh, I was gonna say Jill Stein.
BT, what do you think about her, bro? Because
I don't really know that much about her. I've seen clips of interviews, but I don't have enough. I haven't looked into her enough to have an informed take. I think just based on the vibe of somebody that would continue to run for president and continue to get smoked, I think people like that sometimes have a narcissism issue.
it's so weird to me. Like she went on. Did you see that clip where she went on the Breakfast Club?
No.
She went on the Breakfast Club, and obviously, they left, and they're trying to, do their best to. They feel like Kamala. You should get behind Kamala to, because they don't want to see a Trump presidency. So they start grilling her about like civics questions, and they asked her how many people was in the house, and she bombed it. She said like 600 something, and I'm just like, this is crazy.
Especially if you've been running for president for the last like 30 years.
Yeah, but she tried to save it by saying, "But there's 100 in the Senate." I'm like, yeah, but like you should know that. Like every sixth grader across the country knows that.
Yeah. By the way, where'd Mad Dog go?
I don't know. I'm assuming. Oh, there she is.
Oh, there she is. Okay.
Bathroom or something.
Is there a softball game on that you wanted to watch?
What?
I was just curious where you went.
I went to the bathroom.
Okay. All right.
Sorry. I'll
You're
ask
not-
next
Yeah.
time.
No.
Bathroom break, boss.
I was hoping you were okay.
Oh, yeah. I was gone for that long.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm all good.
Good. Anything else you want to get into? What's on your mind? What's on your mind, Big T?
Nothing.
You're always ruminating about something. I think you're a top 3 ruminator at this company.
It depends on the day, I guess.
Okay. You got nothing going on today?
No, just living.
Okay.
All time clip. Say, Big T, what's up with you? He said, nothing. Why? Because we're on a podcast.
Yeah.
Had nothing that day.
He was like mad at me for asking him.
Yeah,
y'all
what the fuck
y'all
do
had
you
made me mad that day. I forget what it was, but PFT had done something prior to that.
All right, we'll go around the room. Mackenzie, what are you thinking about? What's on your mind today?
Oh gosh.
Max Corner.
Oh my gosh. Well, my sister texted me because she heard that your cool throne was Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
With Cardi B. Apparently, there's rumors of him being gay. Yes. A man accused him of basically like drugging him and trying to have sex with him.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So the story is that he allegedly had adult relations with Cardi B while she was 8 months pregnant.
Yes.
What was baby boy or girl?
I don't know, actually.
Hold on.
This person might be onto something.
Daughter.
Okay, straight.
Wait, what?
Well, there wasn't another male in the room.
Oh.
Yeah. So is this
I shouldn't laugh.
who put out the rumor that he might be gay?
The guy's name is Chris Blake Griffith. He posted on his Instagram story, and he basically was saying that. I don't know if he's saying that he thinks he's gay, but he was saying that he tried to drug him and have sex with him.
So this is where it gets a little dicey because anybody with an Instagram account could say that.
That is true.
Right?
Yeah.
Is there anything to corroborate it or to make it believable?
No, that was all I got today.
So my speculation in the Hot Seat Cool Throne segment, I was saying that didn't Lizzo have a song? Because somebody else said that he had sex with other musicians, right?
Stephon Diggs?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
That was a rumor going around. And didn't Lizzo have a song where she said that she was with a guy on the Minnesota Vikings?
Yes.
Yes. Is that about Stephon Diggs too?
I don't know.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh.
I'm just connecting dots. I'm not sure. But if he did have relations with Cardi B, congrats. Nice work.
Yeah.
And Lizzo.
Yeah,
And
I
Lizzo.
mean, if that's true.
I'm more of a Cardi B man myself.
Oh, I saw that. I saw that the other day. there was like this online discussion. It's like if a woman has sex with another man while she's pregnant, that the morality of that. That was a big topic of discussion the other day on Twitter.
Okay.
On X where it's all happening.
So what was
Yeah, is Elon a sponsor of this pod? What's going on?
what was the outcome? What were the takes?
It was split. Like, so you see like women and there's a lot of like, more feminist views that say so you're basically, so like I tend to side with them because like if a man has sex with if a man gets a woman pregnant and he has sex with another woman, nobody thinks nothing of it. But as the woman, you're kind of viewed as this holy sanctimony, vessel that shan't be touched by anybody else, when you're not affecting or harming the child at all. And you basically, it's what we believe in this society is a woman doesn't have a right to their body. And that mindset kind of is pervasive there. That if we think a woman shouldn't have sex because she's pregnant, you're basically owning her body. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have a right to, or the baby has a right to her body. I understand that argument.
I think that there's
a
little bit of that
business, so you fuck it, I guess.
Yeah, I tend to go with it's none of my business, but there's also that it's not the same, but it's a similar sentiment to if a guy is an expecting father, and then he's also going around there having sex with other women, and potentially.
How's it not the same?
No, I'm saying it's a similar sentiment. You're saying that like we look at pregnant women as being like a sanctimonious thing. I don't think that we looked at guys as being like sanctimonious, you're an expecting father. There's probably a little bit of that, but it's more like if a guy is out there having sex with multiple women while he is expecting a child with somebody that he's impregnated, then you're like, that guy's kind of a dirty guy.
I mean, yeah, I guess there are people that say that, but I don't think the comparison isn't even close. Like, people will look at women like, you're disgusting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I said this yesterday, but it's a good form of birth control. She's not going to get double pregnant.
It's the best form of birth control, you could argue.
Yeah. No, abstinence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good point.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think even this is better. Ironclad.
Everyone wins.
Mad Dog, what's on your mind?
Ooh,
So what are you thinking about?
So I have a couple things.
Being straight
is top dog right now.
You wake up every morning, go to the mirror, you are straight.
I'm straight as hell. Guardians are on my mind. Yesterday was not very fun. Monday, sorry. Monday was not a very fun game for us. Also on my mind right now is Nobody Wants This, the TV show. Okay.
Go on.
So, like, sweeping the nation of women. And it's so cute, and everyone should watch it. And Big T watched it, I know, and Mackenzie watched it. And it was so cute. And it's about a podcast girl who falls in love with a rabbi, but she's not Jewish. She's I believe the word is shiksa.
Yep.
And it's about how they go through their relationship, even though she says dumb shit on a podcast. Hello. And he's a rabbi, and it's Adam Brody or Seth Cohen from the OC. That's been on my mind a lot. Also on my mind is Dancing with the Stars from last night.
Mm-hmm.
That show's still on?
Oh, yeah.
Gene Simmons
was a guest judge last night. Creep.
Yeah, he's a weirdo.
Creepy.
Oh, yeah, no, Dancing with the Stars is in, like, a renaissance. Social media and, like, TikTok has kind of, like, resurged the Dancing with the Stars, I guess, viewership.
Is that the one reality show that Arian has not been on?
I was just gonna say like 10 to 11. Well, it would have been after you retired, like maybe like 2018 or something. You could have totally been on Dancing with the Stars. Danny Amendola's on it right now.
No, they asked me to be on. I said no.
Are you just kidding me?
Why would I want to do that? I don't want to dance.
It's fun.
If you would have been on Dancing with the Stars, that'd have been so
yeah,
cool.
but if he was on it back then, it wasn't as popular, I don't think.
No, it was a big show.
No, I think it was way more popular.
No, it was no.
You think?
It was
Yeah.
way bigger.
Yes.
It was way bigger when it first started, and then it dipped, and then it came back. There was a dip. Wait, when did they ask you to be on it?
This was early on.
In your playing career?
I think it was right as I was retiring or right after I retired.
Oh my god, you're so lucky you didn't do Dancing with the Stars, because imagine like the things like you think it's bad we're posting the Disney XD pictures. If I would have had you ballroom dancing.
So I had to go seek those out. I have forgot
No,
about
I
that
didn't.
shit.
I
It's
literally typed
diabolical.
in.
We found
It's
those.
just diabolical.
No, I typed in Arian Foster the challenge because I was just trying to do my job. I was trying to get a picture of
Good
you
job.
from the
Just
challenge.
doing my job.
She's doing
to
a good
put
job.
in a clip, and then those came up, and I turned to Madeline and I said, "What is this?"
Show me in your job description where it says look for obscure Disney pictures from Arian.
No, it just happened to come up.
just
I
happened to
wasn't
pop up.
looking.
Mm-mm.
I'm sorry, they're on season 33
Yeah.
of that show?
Yeah, 'cause
How
they
many are they running a year?
They used to do 2 a year. Now I think it's only 1. But they were doing 2, like a fall and a spring for a while. It started in 2000, I think.
Who are the stars this year?
So okay,
I want to know what the definition of a star is.
Alona Mar.
Nobodies.
No, Alona Mar from
yep.
rugby,
Yep.
the first rugby player.
The first women's rugby player of all time.
Yep.
The pommel horse
Steven
guy
Nedorosik.
from the Olympics.
Okay.
Yeah. Eric Roberts just got, spoiler alert, eliminated last night.
I know who that is.
Who is that?
Actor Julia Roberts' brother.
All right, so
Okay,
you see
yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
The
Danny Amendola,
Uh-huh.
Joey Grazadeh, who was the last Bachelor.
Of course.
Jen Tran, who was the last Bachelorette.
Of course.
So they're just taking the Disney reality
ABC.
television universe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do they fill out on their taxes when they ask them like profession?
Dancer.
I'm a reality show
Entertainer.
whore.
But yeah, so there was that, and then Reggie.
By the way, when I said reality, I wasn't talking about Jen. I just meant the people that go on multiple reality. That
Yeah.
their life is various reality shows.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think who else.
Dwight Howard.
Dwight Howard. Yes, Dwight Howard is on it.
The woman who like stole a bunch of shit and had the
Oh, yeah,
documentary
Anna
about
Anna
her.
Delvey.
Okay. Yeah, I remember her. Wait, when it's Dwight Howard, has he done any routines incorporating a snake?
I don't think
I
so.
don't think so. Why?
He's a massive snake guy.
Really?
Wait, I just learned. We can cut this if this is bad. We were watching it, and with some people here, I didn't know there were Dwight Howard gay allegations.
Yeah, there's.
They're not allegations.
That was news to me.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
Live your
you know,
truth,
he likes
Kate.
he likes what he likes, man. You know.
But
and he loves snakes.
that's like
He's
like
owned-
live
I
snakes.
mean,
Yeah, he's owned. Arian,
yeah,
stop
he
it.
does. Yeah, he does.
He's owned dozens of live snakes in his life,
That
and
is news to me.
Yes, he has.
he owns so many snakes. He doesn't even name some of them. Isn't that ridiculous? Like, if you're gonna have a snake, if you have so many snakes that you don't give them names, that's some weird shit.
Huh.
I don't know enough about snakes, man.
But if you were to go out there and buy a pet, you would probably give it a name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wouldn't just be like, dog. This is my. Actually, that'd be a very funny name for a dog.
Dog.
This is dog.
This is dog.
Come here, dog.
Gender neutral.
Yeah.
Dog.
Actually, that would be a fire name for a dog. Just dog.
It's spelled DAWG.
This is my dog.
I have we can get back to Dancing with the Stars
No,
if we want to, but I have a new submission for whitest thing I've ever done.
Ooh, I'd love to hear.
Right now, leader in the clubhouse is still. I took the Hamilton Broadway musical Peloton ride a couple years ago. That's 1A. It's going to be
That's strong.
tough to unseat that one. But this might be up there. I got Blake a Halloween costume.
Oh, it's not even close to Hamilton Peloton.
Yeah.
Wait,
I
but what'd you
think
get
so.
him?
I don't want to spoil it.
Oh, that's so true.
Can I send it?
Did you have a picture?
I do have a picture.
He's
Oh,
already
yes.
been Arian Foster once.
Yeah, that's true.
That is true. Yeah.
That's facts. I forgot about that.
So I'll just say it right now. He's going as Willie Nelson.
Curious how you discern that on a dog.
Are you gonna give him braids?
He's got a wig. And he's got the overalls. He's got a little guitar that hangs down from him. And I'm thinking about how to make it look like he's smoking a joint.
Wait.
Maybe just like a small bully stick.
Oh yeah.
yeah. Do you
There's
have a-
probably a toy like that, a joint toy you could buy.
Do you have
Actually,
a
there
picture?
is. Yeah, I'm going to send it to the group in just a second here. And you guys can let me know what you think about Willie. Okay, sent. I think it looks good.
Oh my god.
Wait, that's hysterical.
Yeah, I think it's a good costume.
The arms.
Oh my god, that is so funny.
We can put that in the show clip.
Okay, I was
Okay.
gonna ask.
But yeah, he's going to be a star on Halloween. Can't wait for it.
Are you gonna
That's-
take him trick or treating? Or I guess you probably have trick or treaters that come to you. You live in a house.
Got trick-or-treaters that are going to come by. I'm going to give out some sick candy, some really good candy. I'm excited about it. Very
This
excited.
motherfucker got big as hell, bro.
Yeah.
I know. He was such a because I took a picture of him outside the front door the other day, and we had a picture that I think I took with him and the Beeve and Kate's son about exactly a year ago, and so then I looked at the comparison between the two, and it's like he's about 100 pounds heavier. Dogs grow so fast, it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Is he still growing?
I think he's grown just a little bit. Yeah, he's thickening out a little bit. But yeah, I'm excited about Halloween. Arian, do you know what you're going to go as for Halloween?
Yeah, I'm matching my little daughter. I'm going as Fred Flintstone.
Love that.
Yeah, she's gonna be Pebbles.
Love that. It's going to be adorable. Big T, what are you going as?
I have not dressed up for Halloween since probably 2008
Come on, Cass.
or 9-ish.
Are you too cool?
Come on.
I'm an
Cass.
adult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too cool
No,
for
you're
costumes?
a boring adult. Fuck out of here.
You have children. There's a reason for you to be doing it.
I would do it as a single man out here,
And
bro.
do what? And go where?
Who cares? Dress up and wait for kids to come to your door or whatever the case may be. Just get faded with your lady and dress up. Go to a party. Go to a bar. Do something fun, bro.
Ugh. No,
Jesus
thank you.
Christ, Big T.
I think this was 2020. I think it was 20 because yeah, it had to be 2020. I dressed up and then I got COVID and couldn't go out to the party, and so I just sat in my apartment dressed up. And in New York, we didn't have like trick or treaters that would come door to door in the apartments, and so I just sat there as Silvio from The Sopranos, just watching TV in a costume. It was pretty great.
Nice.
I believe I watched an episode of The Sopranos while dressed up as Silvio.
Are you dressing up for Halloween?
I will. I'll find something. Yeah.
But that sounds pretty non-committal.
No, I will. I mean, Blake's the star of the show.
Right. And where is Blake going?
Probably just
Ooh,
to.
I should have been Cheech and Chong. That'd have been fire.
That would be good. Yeah. Willie Nelson. Who would pair nicely with Willie Nelson? Snoop Dogg. I get dressed up as Snoop Dogg.
Jimmy Buffett?
Yeah, Jimmy Buffett, R.I.P. Willie, by the way, shouldn't have said his name. He's getting up there.
Mm.
That's gonna be a sad day.
I feel like we've beaten the allegations at this point.
Yeah, but I don't want to start him again.
He's 91 years old.
Yeah,
Damn.
he is. He's a legend. Love Willie. Just stays
Jimmy
high. all
Jimmy
the time.
Carter, I'm just saying, is well into his 100th year. I'm just saying he didn't just creep by. He's in that motherfucker now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
His 101st year.
He's wait, what?
Well, when you turn 100, that is the conclusion of your 100th year. He's into his 101st.
What are you talking about, Big T?
Yeah, you
Remember
struggled
this?
with this.
No, you struggled with understanding what I was trying to say.
No, you were struggling with the concept of a birthday and something to do with year zero.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was not the one struggling. I understood with what you were struggling.
Okay. But what you're saying right now is it's the same logic that I was using.
You were attempting to display your proficiency of the logic, but you didn't quite have it mastered.
Correct.
Yeah. I understood what was going on.
Yeah. You've got it mastered.
I was asking you to explain it.
So, Arian, also congrats on your beloved San Diego Padres.
Yeah, I was rooting for him, man. But what'd they do?
They are up 2-1 on the Dodgers, and
Okay.
I love this Padres team. I love them so much because they make so many people mad, and they have fun, and they're a really fucking good baseball team. And Fernando Tatis just hits the dick off the ball, just smashing home runs, throwing his bat.
The dick off the ball.
Yeah, the Dodgers fans were getting so mad. So here's what happened in game one. Mookie Betts for the Dodgers hits a deep fly ball to left field.
All-time name right there.
Great
dog.
name, right? Mookie.
University of Tennessee commit.
I love that. Yeah, commit.
Didn't go.
Yeah, commit.
Didn't go. It was like the day. It was the last day. He wanted to go to UT, and it was like the last day that he would have had to go to class the next day and be. And then the Red Sox just kept upping the money, and he was like, I got to go. I understand.
At one point, you were engaged to Mookie Betts.
Yeah, could have turned the program around a long time before it did.
Yeah. So he hits this deep fly ball to left field, and then I believe the left fielder is Jerks and Profar, right?
Yes.
So Profar goes back to the warning track, leaps up, goes into the stands to make the catch, and shame on the Dodgers fans for not catching that ball, because if they catch it, that's a home run, because it was like 3 rows deep. It's a short field or a short fence in left field. He jumps up, makes the catch, but it's in a sea of hands. And then he comes down with it, and he turns around. And he just stares at the crowd, acting like it's a home run, but he's got the ball in his glove the entire time. And then he turns around, throws the ball back in, and Mookie thinks he just hit a home run, and then has to stop his path around the bases and be like, "Fuck, this guy actually caught it." So
That's fire.
it was fun. Yeah, it was a great play. And then later on in the game, he goes back to the stands and he brings a ball. You know, like when they throw the ball around the outfield to get warmed up for the inning. He takes the ball and he hands it to the guy that he took the home run from, because that guy, when Profar made the catch, like gave him a point, like, nice play, you got me, and it was fine. He hands him the ball, and then the guy takes the ball from Profar and just throws it back into the outfield, like, I don't want this shit. Which is, I think that's cool. Like, it's just two guys that are like talking shit to each other, having fun, and then after that, everybody else in the stands sees this ball get thrown on the field, and they start throwing stuff on the field. Meanwhile, you've got Fernando Tatis, who's already hit a home run in this game, out in right field, and people start throwing shit at him, and he just stands there shaking his dick at him.
He loves it.
Yeah, he loves it. He turns around to the stands and just starts just wiggling his hips back and forth, shaking his ass at him. And then also you had Manny Machado. He got upset at the Dodgers, and when they were just throwing the ball around the infield, threw a ball towards the Dodgers dugout, probably harder than he needed to get the ball in, at their manager, and then their manager got upset. So there's like actual bad blood going back and forth in this series, which I love. It's
and
so
they
much
hate each
fun.
other anyway.
They hate each other anyway. You have to watch this Padres team play.
I'm in. They on game 3?
They're on.
This is 4. They're up 2-1. The next one, they win the series
Okay, 4.
because it's out of 5.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that the Dodgers win.
Any LA San Diego, there's a rivalry, which is people was heated when San Diego left and went to LA, the Chargers,
Yeah,
because like that rivalry was like a real thing.
yeah,
with the Raiders, and it originated from the LA Raiders.
yeah. I want the Dodgers to win Game 4 because I want the series to go back to LA and have the Padres just crush them in front of their home fans. That would be fun. For maximum fun. That's what I'm rooting for.
I think they're going to win the World Series.
So I had a future that I put in on the Padres back in August. I believe it was 16-1 to win the World Series.
Nice.
I cashed out though.
Oh, no.
I cashed out because I wanted to take that money and put it on Travis Hunter to win the Heisman.
Okay.
So I made I believe I made a small profit off of it.
So you cashed out like not for like a win?
No, not really
Just
for a win.
Even.
Essentially even.
And then what'd you get Travis Hunter
And
at?
then I got Travis Hunter, I believe, at...
You're gonna lose that bet
Why?
because you're not gonna win it.
Why? He's the
gonna
best player in college football.
It's going to be
Oh, I
Ashton.
think that's without a doubt, but I don't think that's what they base it off of a lot of the times.
If they have a single fiber of morality still left in their body, they're going to vote for Travis Hunter.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna do that.
The
I think it's gonna be
Padres-
somebody that's in the running, that's had a good season. Even
can't-
your boy.
It's
If
going to be
Boise State
he's the
plays well
favorite
enough-
right now.
Huh?
He's the favorite right now.
Yeah, if they have like a 1 or 2 loss season, he'll probably win it.
It can't be your guy.
I have a guy.
Yeah, Jalen Milroe.
I say a man is good, and I said it's my guy. That's crazy.
That's your guy.
It could be. They lost 1 game.
Genty and Hunter are neck and neck for the favorite. Genty's plus 225. Hunter is plus 300.
I got Travis Hunter at 20-1.
Nice.
So
But I can't believe this. I mean, I can't wait to see him in the league.
Travis,
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's possible to play two ways?
Mm-mm. We're gonna make him pick. I think he's gonna play DB.
but they could put him in at like goal line packages maybe.
Sure, he'll have some plays here and there, but it's just you're not playing against Nebraska, bro.
But so we were talking about this future that I've got on the Padres because I cashed it out, but I'm still rooting for him. And Big Cat, he does not believe that I can actually want the Padres to win. That I cashed out.
Oh
bet.
yeah, I would be sick if they won.
They're just so fun.
I would be rooting vehemently against the Padres.
Okay, in my opinion, I'm rooting for fun.
How much approximately? Like how much money would you have won if
Okay,
they won it?
I put $1,000 on them.
So you would have won 16
Would have won
grand.
16 grand. Yeah,
Yeah, that would make me ill.
yeah. I just want fun. But now I could turn this.
That's applaudable.
Now I could turn this $1,000 into so much more. With Travis Hunter, it could be 20,000. That's a double win.
Now are they offering you a good cash out on that right now?
I do not have I just looked right now. There's 0 cash out option on the Travis Hunter bet. Although he's down to plus 300. He's down to 3-1.
Mm-hmm.
They should give me a cash out option, right?
You would think.
Genty is the leader right now at 225, followed by Travis Hunter, then Cam Ward, and then Jalen Milroe, who lost to who lost to Vanderbilt.
Would have been much more respectable for them to lose to themselves than losing to Vanderbilt.
Well, they did beat themselves.
True.
They beat themselves, Big T. All right.
They really didn't though.
When I was in Chicago, because I can only bet while I'm in Chicago because we can't bet in this free state of Texas. And so Dave was talking about a bet, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna bet." It was when the Bills was playing the Jags, and he's like, "I'm gonna bet on the Jags," and I was like, "Why would you do that?" He's like, he gave me his reasoning, and I wasn't even gonna bet, but I was like, "Nah, I'm going against that. Nah, fuck that shit." And so because Dave bet for the Jags, I bet for the Bills, and I won like $1,500.
Nice.
So shout out to Dave.
Nice. He has been on a hot streak this year, but it's mostly futures bets that he's been good at. And it's mostly like betting on Scotty Scheffler and UConn basketball.
He does like silly shit like 150K, 200,000 shit like that, right?
I think he had would he have $1 million on Michigan to win the championship last year?
Yeah, he bet him to win the Rose Bowl. And then he made a bet for the national championship too, but that was the Bama game.
It's crazy.
Wow.
That's crazy.
And he's been up crazy this year.
Yeah, because he took that money and then he bet on Scotty Scheffler
like 5 times.
Won like 4 out of those 5 times.
$1 million bet?
I think it was
like $900,000. It was just a straight bet to win, or it may have been plus money because I think he did money line. They were 1 point underdog to Bama. And then he bet on Scheffler to win the Masters and everything else he won.
UConn.
Yeah, he has the Phillies right now.
What's the most you've ever bet on a bet?
I believe it was the Super Bowl when it was Eagles against Chiefs, and I had $10,000 on the Eagles.
Damn.
And it lost.
Yeah.
And I bet on the Eagles. I don't root for the Eagles. They're a rival of my team. But I bet on them because Big Cat had a future on the Eagles that would have won him $200,000. Because I think he put like 15 grand or maybe it was 10 grand on the Eagles at the start of the season to win the Super Bowl. And we were doing a live stream and I knew you can't root against a man to make $200,000, right? I would be a bad friend if I was doing that.
No, not what? Hell no.
I think that would have been a bad friend move.
Nah, your bet don't got nothing to do with my bet. If I feel like they're gonna lose, that's on you, player.
That's one way to think about it, but also $200,000 is a lot of money.
All right, I'm not rooting against him.
Yeah,
that's what's up. But it's just I'm very indifferent. That was a bet that you made with your things and your money and your decisions. But I feel like the Chiefs are going to win, so I hope I win.
Yeah,
I don't hope you lose. I just hope I win.
That's probably a more healthy way to look at things.
Yeah, that's why you lost. You just betting with the homie.
Yeah, I couldn't bring myself to be like, let's fucking go, Patrick Mahomes, as he's losing $200,000.
Yeah, be all right. How much did you do on our guy Hockler? The
Not very much because he was like plus 1,300, like $50 maybe.
Okay, yeah. That shit got me $3,000. Shout out to your
You're
guy.
kind
What's
of
his
when
name?
when you come to Chicago, you're kind of on a nice streak.
I am on a streak. I have been winning, dog. I have been winning, and I don't ever gamble. Like if I go to a casino, like I'll set a limit. I'll do like 1,000 or something like that. But if I go past it, I don't. It's not gonna. I don't ever dip back into the. I don't gamble the rent money.
Yeah, we don't unit shame either. If somebody doesn't want to bet like a large amount of money, root for your bet just the same way.
Yeah, no.
Go for it. No one's gonna like make you feel bad. I've actually dialed back on my units this year compared to last year. With the exception of betting against Malik Willis, which I still don't know how I lost 2 bets against Malik Willis. That shocked me. But with the exception of those 2 games, I've dialed back the units because I'm not very good at gambling. I still like doing it, but I don't want to keep. You don't want to keep chasing that dragon and one-upping yourself. And then next thing you know, you've gone way too far down the hole, and then you're like, oh, fuck, I've lost a lot of money.
A casual, fun hobby like betting
Yeah.
with the homies watching a game can turn into like an addiction. So that's why I don't like to do it. Like I'll only do it. Maybe it's good that I only do it in Chicago,
Yeah.
but I'll never like keep putting like my principal in there. Like it's just some throwaway money that I got.
For
Yeah.
entertainment purposes only.
Yeah, just
But
have fun.
we will always have Cole Hawker.
That was
That's
one of the
fucking awesome.
that was one of the highlights of my sports career. I was just so fat. We was sitting in that room right there. I was sitting where you was, PT, and we was watching on Big T's laptop the 1,500-meter race in the Olympics, and it was just we was jumping up and down and shit. It was crazy.
I mean, we almost had that experience with Ronald Acuna
Oh,
at the Mets game. What was that, 5-1?
more than that because it was one of his first games back. He was like plus 700 or 800
And it was a foot. It was a foot away from
On the wall.
It was all at the stadium.
in
Oh,
dead
okay, yeah.
center field at Citi Field, which is one of the biggest ballparks had an expected batting average of 1,000,
which is insane.
meaning every time a ball is hit with that exit velocity and launch angle, it should be a hit 100% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Generally a home run when you hit it that far.
Yeah, one of the deepest fields too, center field, right?
Yep.
PFT, how did your athletics thing pan out?
I lost, so that might be another reason why I've dialed back the units, because I lost 16 units on the athletics.
Did anyone calculate what the White Sox would have done for you this year?
Yes, and it would have been very, very nice. I forget what the exact profit on that would have been, but going down to at the start of the season this year, I had a choice. I came down to 2 teams. I said not the Rockies. I'm either going to make this bet on the Athletics losing every game or the White Sox losing every game. And I allowed my environment being in Chicago. I didn't want to make it seem like I was kicking the White Sox while they were down. I realized in retrospect that White Sox fans would have been like, good for you. Our owner fucking sucks. So I bet against the Athletics every single game, and I lost a lot of money. And if I'd done that same bet on the White Sox, I would have made so much money.
Why not why'd you discount the Rockies? Because that probably would have been profitable too.
I had a vibe going into it. You read all the baseball previews and you take into account the vibe of the towns. I felt like the Athletics were in such a bad spot because it was their last year in Oakland. They were moving. Their fans were abandoning them. They were pissed off. They were suspending players allegedly for wearing wristbands that were seemingly like anti-ownership, and it just felt like the better bet. But I also got talked out of the White Sox by White Sox Dave, so I blame him.
That hurts. Worst baseball team ever.
Ever. And I was this close to just raking it all in. All right, you guys want to talk Menendez?
Yep.
The Menendez Brothers is going to be brought to you by Part of My Cheesesteak. Football is back in full gear. Ordering Part of My Cheesesteak for a game day meal or late night eats is the best play call you can make. Part of My Cheesesteak brings you awesome cheesesteaks, loaded fries delivered right to your doorstep, and will be offering free delivery throughout the entire football season. Take your pick of our delicious cheesesteaks made with fresh, thin sliced steak, melted provolone, mouth-watering cheese sauce, caramelized onions, all on a toasted hoagie roll. We got classic cheesesteaks, Chipotle cheesesteaks, chicken cheesesteaks, buffalo chicken cheesesteaks, many, many more. You can order the popular Big Cat Combo, get your cheesesteak of choice, fries, and a drink. Check out the new ad for Part of My Cheesesteak featuring Big T. Big T did a great job in the ad.
I sure did.
Yeah, absolutely nailed it. It's not affiliated with any animated television show that you've ever seen in your life centering around Texas. But Big T did a great job as a young Texas boy. You can order Part of My Cheesesteak online. You can get it at partofmycheesesteak.com. Use code AWL and you get free delivery on it. Love Part of My Cheesesteak. Enjoy yours today. Partofmycheesesteak.com, promo code AWL. Did I ever tell you guys the story about when I met Mike Judge, the creator of Beavis and Butthead and King of the Hill?
I don't think so.
So this is kind of a wild story. It was when I was living in Austin. It was probably 1:30 in the morning. And there was a restaurant nearby. It was Magnolia Cafe. And Magnolia Cafe serves, in my opinion, the best queso in the world. They call it Mag Mud. And so if I go out to the bar, I would usually get a craving for this Mag Mud, the best queso you can have. So I go up to Magnolia Cafe to pick up my order after I phoned it in. And I go up there, and there's like a little bar that was up front. Or I don't know if it was a bar or a counter. It was more like a counter because it's kind of like a diner. I went up to the counter. I was waiting for my food to come out, and I'm wearing a shirt. It's my Beavis and Butthead Do America shirt. As I'm standing there, there's a gentleman sitting next to me, and we strike up a conversation as I'm waiting for my queso to come out. And he says, he notices the shirt, and he goes, "Oh, you like that show?" I was like, "Yeah, it's great." He goes, "You know the guy that makes that show, the guy that invented it, he lives right here in Austin." I was like, "Yeah, I've heard that. Pretty crazy." He's like, "Yep." And then that's kind of where the conversation petered out because I got my chips and queso brought out to me. So I was like, "All right, have a good one." And then I walk out the door with my order, and then I'm walking down the steps, and I'm getting into my car. I've got a sober driver that's picking me up. I get down there, and I stop halfway down the steps, and I was like, wait a second. Was that just Mike Judge that said that to me? But I don't have any idea what Mike Judge looks like because he's a cartoon creator. He's been in some things, but he's not like front and center. So I get into the car on the ride home. I look up online, Mike Judge. That was Mike Judge that was sitting next to me as I was picking up my chips. And he just said, "You know, that guy lives here in Austin." Pretty cool interaction.
Nice.
Yeah.
Why would he do that?
I think he was just kind of fucking with me.
Nah, that's weird.
You think it's weird? I thought it would have been weird if he was
sounds like somebody who had created something that they don't get a lot of credit for, and maybe that might fuck with him a little bit.
I think
how like if you go into like nowhere near on that level, but like somebody wearing my jersey and I'm like, "You like Arian Foster, huh?"
But so if
He still lives in Houston.
yeah, so do you
that would be funny.
Do you think it's weirder if you do or do not know who it is?
What do you mean?
Like, so you didn't know it was him.
Yeah.
So I feel like you can only do that if you know for sure that the person knows who you are.
No, because I think he was trying to play it cool. Mike Judge gets a lot of credit for inventing Beavis and Butthead and doing Office Space and doing King of the Hill. He's a very, very famous person. Okay. But he doesn't do a lot of publicity where he's in front of a camera. He doesn't like show up to award shows and get pictures on the red carpet. He's not putting himself out there, but he's still a very, very famous individual and like a massively respected individual. So I think he was just saying.
So it was more some. That makes sense then. It was more just on some like, "You like that shit? I made that shit."
Yeah.
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 Okay, that makes sense.
So yeah, but I was kicking myself on the ride home. I was like, "God damn! I should have recognized him." But if you look him up, he looks like generic white man. Yeah.
Where he from?
Where am I from?
No, where he from?
Mike Judge.
Yeah,
I think Austin.
Is he from Austin?
He's from Texas.
Okay. Yeah. Nope. See, no, he's not. Okay, so yes, he is. Hold on. Because the rumor was that that he was from Albuquerque when we was growing up because the school that they went to was Highland, and Highland is a school out there, the Highland Hornets. And it just says right here, so this is the early life. He was born at 16 in the middle of 3 children, blah, blah, blah. At his time of birth, father of the organization, Ecuador. He was raised from age 3, in Albuquerque, New Mexico, where he spent a small portion of his life working on a chicken farm. And he attended St. Pius High School. Damn, I haven't heard that shit in forever.
And then went to
Graduated.
UC San Diego, went Albuquerque to San Diego.
Some say that's the route to take,
And then
To
Texas.
Texas. Although you had another stop in between, but
I sure did. I stopped in Tennessee. He missed out.
you ever live in East Tennessee?
He was born in Guayaquil, Ecuador.
That was his Tennessee.
Okay. Also, I had this idea. I think it would be a good change of pace on this podcast if Mad Dog and Mackenzie did an episode of their choosing where you guys led the entire discussion around it, and then the 3 of us just react to it.
Really?
Interesting.
I have a couple that I would like to do.
Okay.
Okay, we'll work on
What are they just off the top of your head?
the Duggars,
Okay.
I'd be down with that.
Yeah.
Mormonism as like a concept or like religion.
Mm-hmm.
And then
What is a Duggar?
the Duggars are a TLC show, a former TLC family that have 19 children
Oh.
and are like a fundamental Baptist group.
I think you've probably heard of them. What was it originally? 14 kids and counting?
It started with 14, and then every time they had a new kid, the show
Do you
title would
know
change.
the whole
Yeah.
list in
Yeah.
order? Can
Yeah.
you say it?
Yeah. Okay. Hold on. I have to like close my eyes and lock in. Hold on.
I used to know it.
Okay. Josh, Jana, John David, Jill, Jessa, Ginger, Joseph, Josiah, Joanna, Jedediah, Jeremiah, Jason, James, Justin, Jackson, Johanna, Jennifer, Jordan, Josie.
What's wrong with you?
Now, to be fair to Mad Dog, you can do that with pie too, right?
I can't do that with pie too.
Oh, so you just may have a thing. Okay.
Yeah.
A thing.
I'm I am
Do you say a thing or a thing?
I'm very good at memorizing sequences of things. Yes, for whatever reason. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
You
can
got
do
a
that with
thing.
pie. I'm good with that with license plates as well. I can memorize license plates very easy. I don't need to shut the fuck up. I need to stop saying things.
But
yeah.
also straight.
And straight.
Yes.
Yeah, straight, and I love memorizing things. But yeah,
That's why you like that Chaperone song where she's spelling out the words.
So true.
It
true.
really hits everything in your Venn diagram.
Yeah, because remember like my numbers thing too, like where I like some like
Yeah.
the breakdown numbers. Anyways, moving on. Duggars and Mormonism are probably my top 2. What are yours, Mackenzie?
I don't know. I don't think I have any. I like those 2.
Okay. Duggar sounds like a winner to me.
I like
Yeah.
Duggars.
Duggars
I've
is
been
good.
I've been thinking about doing the Duggars on this show for like as a topic
Pause.
for I know. Sorry.
Which ones?
Ginger?
I was thinking reality TV, but you guys have done that
Yeah, we've
before
Yeah.
I was on.
done. Yeah, Duggars would be a good one. And
A couple of
They're
them.
all from one woman. One
yeah,
woman.
Yeah.
Has
it's
had
the same.
19
It's the
kids?
same two. It's the mother and the father are the same.
I think she at one point had been pregnant for more of her life than she was not.
Poor woman.
That's awful.
Has been
I don't want to
shooting.
cast
So-
aspersions. Maybe she enjoys
Yeah.
the process.
I mean,
I don't know.
obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
they're Arian. They were like my whole entire TV like viewing history growing up. They had me locked in.
I feel like I could be like the Duggars, but for dogs.
Yeah,
The Doggers.
Interesting.
Yeah.
but they would have to all come from the same mom and dad. Like
Or-
Blake, it would have to be like all Blake siblings.
Oh, no, I'm just saying like having 19
19 dogs.
Yeah.
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 Imagine how much money that's probably something we can talk about is how much money they spend on like food,
Oh, I remember.
Groceries.
I remember like
diapers.
the funniest episode or like the interesting episodes were the ones where they would have to go to the grocery store or go to dinner, and they would have to, it would be like, again, this was like 15 years ago, so inflation was a little different, but like going to the grocery store for like 1 week was like $700 or something crazy.
They had like the industrial kitchen.
Yeah, they had an industrial kitchen, and then they said that they weren't allowed to go to certain restaurants anymore because like when they would do kids eat free,
Yeah.
they would show up and they'd be like, fuck you guys.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, Duggars I think would be a good one. I don't think it's out of our realm if we got a Duggar on the show.
I was just gonna say that. A couple of them have come out with books.
Yeah,
I bet.
they're all. Several of them have podcasts as well.
Who was the bad one? The oldest brother?
Josh is in jail.
Yeah, can't get him.
No.
Did Ginger come out with a book?
Ginger came out with a book, and Ginger also has a podcast with her husband.
But it's Ginger with a J?
Ginger with the J, because they all start with
Yes.
J. So it's Jinger. And then, oh gosh, which is the one that has the nose ring?
Scandalous.
I think it's Jessa has a nose ring. She has like a book and a podcast. Like, so there's a good chunk of them, like the middle girls, where they've kind of broken from the FLDS.
Okay,
Not the FLDS, but
can we
IBLP. Sorry.
maybe try to get one of the Duggars on for next week?
Oh my God, literally shut up. I'd freak out. Yeah, okay.
Okay, let's try to get one of them on for next week. And we'll tentatively plan that if we can't get them for next week, we can push to a different week
Right.
where we'll do that.
Right.
But yeah, I think we could probably get a Duggar on the show.
Yeah.
And then we'll let Mad Dog McKenzie cook.
I would literally, I would be like the most starstruck ever if there was a Duggar on the show.
Okay.
Oh my God. Okay. I'm reaching out.
Is there anything like they're known for other than just a bunch of kids?
They were so their father ran for Arkansas like governor or something like a long time ago, and they are known for being involved in a heavily problematic church in Arkansas called the IBLP, which doesn't have maybe the best reputation. So that was kind of, and that's why they have so many kids. Like one of the tenets of the church is that, you know, reproduce as often as you can, as much as you can.
The Lord had said, "Be fruitful and multiply."
Exactly. That's like the number one thing. And the guy who headed the church like didn't have any children of his own, and also maybe was doing some no bueno things on the side. So they were a part of a very problematic religion, and then it came out that the oldest son is a really bad guy, so he's in jail. But yeah, they were a reality TV show for like 10 years when I was growing up.
When you say he's a bad guy, what did he do?
Really, really bad dude.
Really bad guy. Like molested his
sexual
sisters.
assault.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, that's bad.
We'll get into it on
Yeah,
the...
we'll get into it.
Yeah.
But yeah, really bad guy. In jail for a long time.
Speaking of really bad guys,
Wait, hold on. There's one thing I wanted to say before. I saw this poll. Well, it's a study from the Stanford University libraries, and I'm just gonna give you the top 5, and you give me the percentage that you think it is. So it's how couples met, and it's in today's world, like today.
Okay.
The top 5 is online, friends, coworkers, bar, restaurant, and then family. Give me the percent that you think it is.
okay, number 1 is online, and I'm going to say it is 60%.
You saw it already.
No, I didn't.
There's
Am I-
6% on the dot. That's fucking.
Is it really?
Because yeah, you've seen it.
I swear to God, I haven't. When did this come out?
I believe you.
I saw it today. I don't
Okay.
know when it came
When
out.
I
did you
think
see
it
it?
came out today. I saw it 20 minutes ago.
Oh, no, I haven't seen it. You go back through the video footage. I've glanced at my phone just to see the notifications. I don't think that I've typed anything.
All right, good guess.
All right, 60%. And then you said,
Right?
I
I think
think-
he's better than you at that, Big T.
He isn't.
good point, Aaron. Second, I'm going to say friends. Oh, wait, or do I want to do coworkers?
As friends, coworkers,
Bar, restaurant, and then family.
yeah, friends is definitely second
I think friends, I agree. Friends second.
at 15%.
That's a good guess. That's what I was going to say.
Friends is second at 13%.
The only thing I had seen was online 60, by the way. I didn't see
Okay.
the rest of it.
Third, I'm going to go, I think coworkers might be ahead of family and bar restaurant. So I'm going to go coworkers. We did 60 plus 13. We're at 73%. I'm going to say 9% coworkers.
8.48.
That's almost 9. God damn.
And then out bar is going to be next.
I think outbar is last.
You think?
I think family is next. What percentage are we at now? 81. So we got to get Oh, it's going to be very close.
They're both going to be like
8%.
8 or 9, yeah.
I think
or 8.
I'm going to say that family is next at around 8%, and then I'm going to go with at a bar last at around also 8%.
I'm flipping those.
I should have prefaced it with those were just the top 5. There were 4 more.
Yeah, I guess there are other ways to meet people.
Honestly, like how many more?
Approaching a woman at a gym and telling her to take her headphones off and then talking to her.
There was 4 more.
What were the others?
The others were school,
Church,
neighbors, and college.
Yeah, but I feel like college, you meet a lot of people through your friends at college.
I was going to say church, I would throw into like friends or family.
Yeah, or you get a group project with somebody in your class and then you hit it off. But you don't really like go up to somebody in class and be like, "Hey, let's hang out." It's not as frequent. So I'm going to guess coworkers next, and I'm going to say 6%. And then after that, I will say family at 5.
Family's at 5, bar restaurants at 4, coworkers at 3. My dumb ass read it in order.
Oh, shit. Okay.
my bad.
Yeah.
I was actually surprised at the 60% online.
Yeah.
That is a lot. Like our social cohesion is slowly, or I mean, some could argue it's getting better. Our face-to-face dynamics are slowly going away.
I think it's good.
You think it's good that 60% of people are meeting their significant others online?
I think a lot of people that would not be as active or proactive in finding new partners to have relationships with, I think it's easier for them to start those relationships online. I think most of the time it's a good thing.
I don't know that I think it's good or bad. I just think it's interesting that you think it's very good.
Yeah.
I think it can be good, but it also can be bad because what you're ending up doing is like it's good for the situation that you're saying. Like for people who genuinely want to find somebody and are okay with finding people. But what ends up happening is the grass is always greener and there's always somebody that can match you a little bit better.
Yeah.
And so you're always looking for that feeling again. And so it could just be a rinse and repeat kind of thing. Which probably explains why, a lot of the divorce rates are really high. There's just always something better.
Mm-hmm.
And that mentality kind of matriculates throughout the dating pool, man.
Yeah, you're probably right about that. I guess good and bad. All right, so
I'd say if you find somebody, delete the app.
Yep.
Delete the app if you find somebody.
Get off your phone. You don't even need
thinking
that
about
anymore
that
because
the
you've got X, the everything app.
Okay, that's 4 times now. Now I'm really thinking
it's all happening on X.
People meet on X.
That is where people go to meet.
I know some couples who started on X.
What do you think is the worst app in terms of the likelihood of the relationship lasting? What's the worst app for you to meet somebody on?
Instagram.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
Next door, maybe?
Well, this is why, because like odds of you finding somebody are probably on the explore page, right?
Yeah.
Which is curated to an algorithm of pages that you find interesting. And if you see somebody's profile that you like, odds are that's not going to go away. It's going to keep feeding you. So when you're in that relationship, you keep digging. You're going to find somebody else. It's just a tough.
It just feeds you more and more people that look like your current partner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm really proud of my Instagram algorithm. All golf videos.
Love that.
all golf videos and Kendrick Drake stuff.
Love that. Mine was for a long time. It was just dogs. It was all dogs, and there would be like one woman wearing a bikini holding a dog. But now, if I had to guess, I think there's going to be a little bit Jaden in there.
Let's do it. Let's screenshot the first pages of your algorithms in your Instagram Explorer. Let's do it.
This is a lot of Jaden. You can see it right here.
It's gonna look kind of gay because I do also look like I love looking at. I forgot about this part. I love looking at body transformation videos
Mm-hmm.
or photos. Like people was like, in 2000, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? They lose like 30, 40 pounds. I love looking at shit like that. So this looks a little gay, but
Company man, Big T has Pardon My Take on his.
Good man.
I don't follow Pardon My Take. I don't watch any Pardon My Take. I don't really use
Thanks.
Instagram, so I don't like.
That's-
The only thing I do on Instagram is the people that I follow. I don't like look at anything else really.
PFT has Taylor Swift on his.
Well, it's Taylor Swift and I think Travis, right?
yo,
Probably
Jaden
NFL
Daniels is
related.
in the top.
Top 2. Yeah.
That shit is so sad. Hey, you know what, guys? This is some wholesome stuff from y'all.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
nice to see, man.
Good for us.
Yeah, man.
I'm telling you, like he just makes me happy. It's crazy.
I love that.
Haven't
Who
experienced
was the
something like
last
this.
athlete you loved this much?
I mean, Ovi.
But you don't like care about hockey nearly as much as.
Were you like this with RG3?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. But I'd say that I feel like this is more sustainable what he's doing.
Than Alex Ovechkin?
No, than RG3.
Oh, yes.
Ovi, yeah, the ultimate sustainable guy.
Who's going to be a better player over the course of their career, Jaden Daniels or Alex Ovechkin?
I'm very, very close to putting Jaden on the Mount Rushmore of DC sports. Yeah.
So who is it right now? Ovechkin?
I know that's insane, and he shouldn't be on there, but that's how excited I am. Ovi's on there.
It's got to be like old Redskins.
For sure.
guys.
Yeah, I
There's
would say
no-
Joe Gibbs.
Okay.
He would represent, because the crazy thing about Joe Gibbs and those old Redskins teams are he won 3 Super Bowls, but he did it with 3 different quarterbacks and 3 different running backs. Wild, right? Like, when's the next time a coach is going to do that?
3 different quarterbacks would be hard. 3 running backs all the time.
Yeah. But at the time, also, the running back was a very important position.
Are you putting anyone from the Nats World Series, even though they all kind of ended up sucking?
They didn't.
Sean
all-
Taylor, bro?
I don't know. See, Sean Taylor might be my favorite player of all time, but I don't know if he's on the Mount Rushmore.
By the way, you were going to say they all didn't end up sucking. They all ended up sucking. Well, Strasburg kind of got hurt, but he took a nosedive after that. Rendon, trash.
Sucks, yeah.
Patrick Corbin, statistically the worst pitcher in baseball
Correct.
since then.
Correct.
They were
Trey
all,
Turner.
They were all trash. Okay, Trey Turner is good.
Still pretty good.
And Scherzer, I guess.
Bryce Harper
Wasn't on the World Series team.
Yeah, but he was on those Nats teams.
Right,
He was
but we were
on the Nat. He was on the same team as.
I think you're trying to save yourself.
No, I know listen, nobody knows more than me that Bryce Harper went to Philadelphia and said in his introductory press conference,
Bring a World
I
Series
want to bring a
Washington.
World Series to Washington.
Which he indirectly did.
Which he did. But though I include him as being part of that group that got us to the World Series because he was
Okay.
on the
But
team for
yes,
so
Trey
long.
Turner is good, and I forgot about Scherzer.
Yeah. So Soto,
Can't.
what?
You can't. He played there for 3 years.
He won the World Series for us. He was the most important player in that World Series. Him and Rendon actually were 2 of the best players in those playoffs. Juan Soto was a massive part.
Right, but if Mount Rushmore of Washington sports, he
Right.
left when he was 21.
Right. So I'm just addressing the question of don't all those players suck now? And Juan
that's
Soto
true.
does not suck now.
That is true. He's going to get $600 million.
Yeah, Scherzer is still pretty good. Or not this year, but he's been good. He's had injuries, obviously, but he's been good.
Gilbert Arenas?
Gilbert, no, Michael Jordan played on
Javaris Crittenton?
Javaris. Yeah, just a picture of a gun.
Yeah. Yeah, a gun
Oh,
should be on it.
This is a real one. Darryl Green.
Yeah, Darryl Green. That's it. Yeah, if you were to take a player from those old school Redskins teams, I would say Darryl Green, Mark Rippon, Doug Williams, Brian Mitchell, maybe Art Monk, Gary Clark. But I would say, yeah, that's fair. I would have Joe Gibbs, Darryl Green, Alexander Ovechkin,
And a gun.
and a gun.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah, Kwame Brown,
Steve Blake.
Steve Blake, Juwan Howard, right?
Who's on the Mount Rushmore of current Washington Wizards?
Oh my God, Kyle Korver.
What?
Or not Kyle Korver. The guy that looks like.
I believe he's the GM of the Hawks.
Yeah. Oh my God. Corey Kispert.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. Kispert. I would say Alexander Sarr, our second overall pick.
Okay.
He's probably on there. Jordan Poole. And Kuzma.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's stacking up against a lot of teams.
That's a great team.
Yeah.
That's a great team right there.
Not Jonas Valanciunas?
Not yet.
Got to prove it.
You got to prove in the playoffs.
Okay.
Let's see what he's got in the playoffs.
What are their odds to make the playoffs? I bet you can get some
bad.
sick value.
Bad time. Well, Wizards, I feel like, are turning around. We've got a plan in place, which is good. All right, so I feel like this is the sixth time I've said this podcast. Yeah. Menendez family. Have you guys?
One more thing.
Have you guys watched which shows recently have you watched about him?
So I started watching one yesterday, the one on the Netflix, and I had worked out twice, and I just fell asleep, dog. But I am getting back in shape, so
you look good.
Thanks, man.
So, did you watch the Monsters one, or did you watch the documentary?
Whichever one was on Netflix. I don't know.
I think they're both on Netflix. So, is yours a documentary, or is it a show where there's actors portraying them?
It's the one where they were probably the doc, because they were actually having like an interview on the phone over in jail.
Okay. All right. So I've not started that one yet, but I've watched, I think, 5 or 6 episodes of the like dramatized one. By the way, I might stop watching it because the last 2 episodes have just been like the hardest episodes to get through. There's like really, really heavy stuff. So going back, we got to talk about the parents. They were the ones that were murdered. It was José and Kitty Menendez. José was born in Cuba in 1944, and his dad was an athlete. He was a soccer star. He was an accountant, and his mom was a swimmer, and she's in the Cuba Sports Hall of Fame. So José grew up. His family was actually very wealthy until they were kind of kicked out. Their land was taken over by Fidel Castro and the Communist Revolution. And so a bunch of his family either got thrown in jail, they got executed, and then José got sent to the United States when he was a teenager. He got sent to Pennsylvania. So he immigrated from Cuba to come over here. And so he started in Pennsylvania, and then eventually he got very wealthy in his own right, and he was driven to, like, psychotically driven for success, at least financially. And he ended up moving out to Beverly Hills 90210. In their home, massive home that they lived in, the home just sold in 2024 for $17 million. And it's 9,063 square feet. It's on Elm Drive. It is 90210. By the way, it was 90210. Did people know that as being like a prestigious zip code before the show came out?
It was like a Hollywood one.
Yeah.
I mean, but I was not in LA back then, so I don't know.
So somebody bought the home in 2001 for $3.7 million, and then just sold it for $17 million. Pretty good investment, but I think a lot of people they didn't want to buy it after the murders because it was. I guess you got to deal with a couple things there, where you get people that are driving by, like taking pictures and like coming on your property, being like, "Oh, look, this is Menendez house," and then also you have to live with the fact that 2 people got shot in your living room.
Like Arian.
Yeah, not that hard to do.
Yeah. Was yours a double murder?
Murder-suicide.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
I
haven't seen them yet, so.
Yeah, like, I guess if you get to the house and you like it, I would think about it so often.
Bro, people die every day.
I know, but it's different. Like, do you know how it happened?
Yeah, gunshot.
See, like, I'd think about it so often, it would freak me out.
I promise you wouldn't. And only time I think about it is actually on this podcast. But also, I don't believe in ghosts either. So
it's not believing in ghosts. It's just like, oh, right where I'm sitting, there was blood everywhere from where someone got shot and killed.
I'm sure over the course of the earth, something has died where you're sitting right now. It just happens. Life happens. People born and you die. Sometimes it's kind of grotesque. Sometimes it's nice and beautiful. Fuck that shit.
And then Kitty Anderson. Now, she would later become Kitty Menendez. She was born and raised right here in Chicago, and she was in beauty pageants growing up. That's a whole nother thing, is like the child beauty pageants. Probably a lot of creepy stuff happens at most of them. Like, imagine having a child and be like, you're so pretty, I know you're 8 years old, but let's put you in a contest where you're judged by your looks.
Jail.
Preemptive jail.
Everybody involved, jail. Judges, fans, parents.
If you
Everybody.
show up to that and you don't have a child in it, you should jail.
You should be on a list. Absolutely be on a list. Yeah.
If you're a judge, that might be weirder than putting your kid into it.
I think both are pretty fucking awkward, dog.
Yeah.
That's just weird as shit, dog. Like, I don't know. That needs to be looked into more. What are we doing?
And it's not the kid's fault that they're put into the beauty contest, but there should be some sort of monitoring of every child that has competed in a child beauty contest moving forward to make sure that they're not being weird too. Because they get fucked up by their parents.
Mm-hmm. Whole thing, yeah.
So José was a pretty good swimmer. He had a scholarship to Southern Illinois University. So he got some of those genes from his mom.
What city is SIU in?
SIU, is that Champaign?
No,
Champlain?
that's University of Illinois. There's actually a couple campuses, but the main one is in,
I don't know.
Carbondale, Illinois.
Carbondale.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then there's also SIU Edwardsville.
Those are the two most Midwest names.
I believe they're
possible.
they're either the Jaguars or the Cougars. I don't know. Keep going.
Southern Illinois?
Edwardsville. Southern Illinois is the Salukis.
Salukis, yeah.
I'm doing Edwardsville.
Okay. So they got married in 1963, moved to New York. He was washing dishes because he was going to Queens College, and Kitty was a teacher until she got pregnant. So they start out from modest means, even though José at least came from a very rich family in Cuba prior to the communists taking over and Castro putting the family in jail. But he was very upset about having to like eke things out or meek things out. Eke things out for a living. And so he was like, fuck that, I'm gonna be rich and famous one day. Just watch. So then he was an accountant, and then by 35, he was the executive vice president for Hertz, not the car company, but it was a subsidiary of RCA. And then a year later, he got transferred to the music division, and then he was chief operating officer of their music division. RCA, I don't know how active is RCA these days in terms of being like a record label, because they used to be one of the big ones. I don't know what happened.
I think it still is. Also, Hertz. I thought it was the Hertz. It's the same Hertz, right?
This is...
Because they said he's the one who hired OJ to do the Hertz commercials.
Oh, really?
That's what they said in the documentary.
So Hertz Rental Car was a subsidiary of RCA?
I don't know. I'll look into that.
Okay. Well, there are some connections between OJ and the Menendez family besides this.
It looks like in 1985, RCA agreed to sell its Hertz unit to UAL Inc. for $587 million.
Wow.
So RCA owned Hertz, I guess.
Wild. All these companies just are owned by the same, like, 6 companies.
But yeah, Lyle or Erik, I forget which one it was, said that he had, like, hung out with OJ once because his dad knew OJ from hiring him to do the Hertz commercials.
That's crazy. It's crazy. And there's some other tie-ins, too. So Lyle Menendez was their first son that was born in 1968. And then Erik Menendez was 1970. And then José was like, you're staying at home, Kitty. You're going to be a stay-at-home mom. You don't have to teach anymore. And then José, under RCA, he ended up working with the Eurythmics, Duran Duran, Jose Feliciano, and Menudo. So Jose Feliciano Menudo, he allegedly had done some bad stuff with a member of Menudo.
The dad?
The dad, yeah.
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, so it was not Ricky Martin, although Ricky Martin was in Menudo. It was, let's see if I got the name here. It was Roy Rosselló. And he said that when he was a teen, Jose drugged and raped him at a party during the mid-1980s. And he was working for Jose Menendez and was 14 years old when it happened. And it was in the Menendez house. So that's a relatively recent allegation that's come out, which would lend more credence to what the sons, Lyle and Erik, ended up saying about their parents.
Unrelated to that, but Jose Feliciano, is he Feliz Navidad?
Is he?
Yeah.
I'm asking.
And the second greatest national anthem of all time.
Where did he do it?
Some baseball game. I have no idea.
What's number
Maybe.
one? Jimi Hendrix?
Oh no, Whitney Houston.
You don't think Hendrix is up there?
Yeah, top 3, 4.
But you would say Feliciano ahead of Hendrix.
Right. He changed the whole. I think they banned him from doing it, because he changed the composition of it, and it's unlike one you've ever heard before. It was gorgeous the way he did that shit.
I Googled Jose Feliciano National Anthem, and here's the first article that came up. The New York Times called it controversial. Fans wrote it off as a disgrace and unpatriotic, a, quote, travesty that will never be permitted again. Cardinals pitcher Dick Hughes said, thumbs all the way down.
All the way down.
Yeah, fuck his thumb.
So what did he do?
He changed the composition of it. So he said all the same. So instead of like, oh say can you, he did it was more like oh say can you see, and he just like he changed the whole like structure of the melody, and it's unbelievably gorgeous.
I do hate when people do that.
Have you ever seen Chad?
Only, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Only if, do whatever you want if it's relatively quick. But when people like try to put their own spin on it and the national anthem takes 4 minutes, it's like, come on.
No, this was quite. I think it's like 2 minutes 30 seconds.
Then that's fine. I just hate when you're at a game and someone's like, you know what, this is my moment, and it's time to get the ball game going, and we're spending 5 minutes on the national anthem.
I feel like that's got to be at a big game if you're going to get experimental with it.
Yeah, like, but just sing
To
the
match the
song
moment.
well. You don't need to do all that.
Yeah. Have you ever seen?
Let's check it out. It's fire.
I will watch it. Chad Smith from the Chili Peppers. He did a national anthem. Now you might ask yourself, "Hey, PFT, Chad Smith, isn't he the drummer for the Chili Peppers?" And
I was going to ask that.
They had a guy play the national anthem on the drums. He did, and it's kind of ridiculous. I think Flea's with him, but he's doing like backup shit for him. It's one of the most ridiculous national anthems that you'll ever see.
What's his name?
Chad Smith.
Is he the Will Ferrell look?
He's the Will Ferrell guy. So I think it was at a Lakers game or maybe a Clippers game. Feels like more of a Clippers thing.
Definitely Clippers. My favorite was a guy did it on the saxophone at the Falcons-Seahawks 2016 divisional round game, and it was unbelievable. It was so awesome.
Makes everything better.
What,
Sax.
saxophone?
Yeah.
It was incredible.
I don't hate it. So he has the horns going off in the background while he getting down on the drums.
Yeah.
I ain't mad. I put a little rhythm to it.
It's interesting. You'll never see that again.
Yeah. I don't hate it. I don't hate that. I've seen much worse. Fergie's.
So we've got one strike. Oh, yeah, Fergie's bad. We got one strike against.
What's horrible, dog.
Oh, yeah, just the faces on the guys that are on the court. Just like, when is this? When is this going to be over?
And then she knew it was dog shit. And at the end, she goes, let's play some basketball.
Who's the girl from the All-Star game this year who checked herself into rehab?
Yeah,
It
she
was
went
so
to rehab. I forget her name.
Ingrid something, was it?
I mean, no discussion about the national anthem can be had without maybe the two worst.
Ingrid Andress.
Ingrid Andress. There was Carl Lewis.
Carl Lewis said, whoa. He said, hold on.
Yeah, he like stopped himself, and then towards the end he goes, "I'm gonna make it up to you guys now." When he was about to go on like a little run, he did not make it up to you.
He actually sang a little bit though. I think the moment just got to him, man.
Yeah, I think you might be right. There was Carl Lewis, which was really bad, and then Roseanne did it one time. Roseanne Barr.
Saw that, yeah.
Yeah, she spit during it. She like hawked a loogie after it was over. She was like, "Fuck you guys for booing me."
The original Hawk Tua.
That's what they call her. Yeah.
You talk about somebody off the deep end, cause she is off the deep end.
Yeah, sure is. So the Menendez family, the dad if you know anything about him, you know he's a world-class asshole, like burn in hell type asshole. He would treat employees and he would treat waiters and waitresses like dog shit. He would just berate them. He would yell at them. Even the sons, Lyle and Erik, would say that, yeah, I do that too when I go out to eat at a restaurant. I get that from my father. They're here to serve me, which is just a shitty attitude. Nothing tells me that you haven't worked in the service industry like having that type of attitude. So
I never got your ass whooped. They said in that documentary, they said that they scoured their entire clients, friends, family. Nobody had one nice thing to say about him except for his secretary.
Interesting.
Yeah, they couldn't find one person though.
Well,
That's crazy.
but the sons though were like, you know, we didn't want to say that he was raping us because he was a good guy.
Yeah, I think that goes along with the pattern of abuse. Though,
yeah, I think they were
especially,
very, you know, they wanted to please him, I guess.
Yeah.
But they were like, he was a good man.
Great man.
Other than, you know, being a piece of shit scumbag.
Yeah, I think even the prosecution said that the world is a better place without José Menendez around, which is a crazy thing to say when you're prosecuting somebody for the murder of that person. You can't be like, yeah, listen, the guy was killed, but he sucked. Like, nobody ever says that, but he was such a bad dude that they said it in the trial. So the dad was very controlling. He would show up to their tennis meets, to their swim meets, and just scream at them. If they didn't get first place, he would just beat the shit out of them, slap them around. Everybody knew him as being just a problem parent that would be there, even like in school. If they got a bad grade, he would show up and like first of all, he would yell at his kids, and then he would show up to the teachers and be like, "You need to change my kid's grade." So it was like a double whammy. All the teachers called Jose belligerent, and they called Kitty negligent in the recollection of him. So bad people aside from all the molestation stuff, which is worse. But if you take that out of the equation, they were just bad parents. Both Lyle and Erik said that their parents sexually assaulted them growing up. And they said, Lyle said that his dad started to molest him between the age of 6 and 8 years, and their mom would insist on bathing him until he was 13 years old, made him share a bed with her, made him touch her into his adolescence, and then Jose switched up from molesting Lyle to going after Erik when he was, I think, 6 years old, and then stayed kind of doing the same thing right up until the murders happened. So, fucked up guy. There was a cousin that would say that the dad would shower with the kids and that Kitty would like run interference and wouldn't let anybody near the room. And they would also get beaten. So, according to the brothers, they were afraid that their father was going to kill them. Because what happened was Erik, the younger brother, told the older brother that their dad was still like fondling him and touching him as an adult. And the older brother was very protective of the younger brother and had told his dad that he had to stop doing that. And his dad said, okay, I'm not going to do it anymore. He found out that his dad was still doing it. And then they told their mom, who didn't believe them that this was happening. And then the parents were acting a little bit shady. And according to Lyle and Erik, they thought that their parents were going to kill them so that the word would not get out there. Just like an unbelievably fucked up situation to be in, if this is true.
Same, yeah.
Like, I don't even know how a rational person would handle something like this, much less somebody that's been screwed up by their parents over the course of the years.
Yeah.
So they bought a shotgun using a friend's ID. And on that night, it was August 20th, 1989, they snuck into the house. There was, I think they were in like the den, which the parents say, or the kids say, was another really suspicious thing because the parents shut the doors to the den. And again, they thought that they were going to be killed, allegedly, and they got their shotguns. and Jose got shot in the back of the head, pretty much blew his head off while he was watching TV. And then Kitty ran to the living room, saw them, and she tried to run away. She was shot in the leg. And then with the same shotgun, they say that they reloaded. One of the kids allegedly shot Kitty in the arm, chest, and face, blew her face off. 15 blasts from 2 shotguns were fired. And they picked up the shell casings, and the parents were expecting, because they fired off 15 shots in a residential neighborhood, not like the houses were like door to door or anything like that, probably decent sized plots of land, but they thought that somebody was going to call the cops. So I don't think they ever thought they would get away with it, but the cops were not called.
They seemed very resigned to, like, I forget which one of them, but he said if they had just like swabbed our hands for gunpowder residue, we would have been arrested that night.
Yeah.
He was like, they didn't like even do anything. They seemed very resigned to being arrested for it and going to jail. Like, and then they both said when they finally were arrested, they were relieved.
I bet it was like a load off. Yeah. So what happened was they killed their parents, and then they did not get the cops called on them. And they're like, well, let's figure out an alibi here. And so they tried to go out to a movie, tried to buy a ticket, I believe, to Batman, but they tried to buy an earlier ticket so that they could say, hey, we were watching this movie. We can't, it couldn't be us that killed our parents. So the movie theater told them, no, we can't sell you a ticket to a show that started an hour and a half ago. It doesn't work like that. So that's a big suspicion, by the way. If somebody is like, please sell me this ticket.
Yeah, you could have easily, say you kill them at 8 o'clock, whatever, and at 8:15 you go to the movie theater and you buy a ticket for a movie that's at 8:45. You could have very easily been at the mall or whatever before that movie started.
Yeah, and there probably weren't surveillance cameras around everywhere then. And I don't know how detailed they get with like the time of death, but I imagine
they wouldn't have known.
I think it's impossible to do.
To
It
murder
is.
somebody nowadays.
It is now.
There's cameras everywhere. Your phone tracks everything you do.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just about, if the cops think that it's you that committed a murder, they can find like all the evidence they need. Now it's another thing for the cops to like get pointed in that direction to begin with. So, like if you're a complete stranger, then it's probably easier to get away. Although even that Brian Coburg guy in Idaho, right? They ended up being able to track him down.
The only way is if you killed somebody completely random that you've never met before in your life for no reason.
No reason at all, yeah.
And you could have a chance.
Maybe.
But yeah, other than that, if you kill someone that you've met before, you have no chance of getting away with it.
Yeah. So, they tried to do an alibi thing, and they then got back from allegedly being at the movies, found their parents, and called the cops, and they said that there was smoke everywhere in the living room from the shotgun blast, which they kind of gave themselves up on because the smoke, they shot the windows out, so the smoke would have long since dissipated out of the room. But they're like, yeah, it was a really smoky room when we got back here. And the cops were like, well, that's kind of weird that you would say that, because the only way there'd be smoke in the room is if you were in there when it happened. So initially they started the investigation, though, and they focused on some of the business relationships that Jose, the father, had, because he was a dick to everybody. No one liked him. He had a lot of enemies. There was like a porn producer, I think, that was one of his enemies that wanted to kill him. And then people thought maybe it's the mafia, also from business, or just some other gang that broke in there to commit a robbery and shot them, but nothing was missing in terms of like valuables, jewelry, things like that. So they didn't really, they could have swabbed them to get the gunpowder residue, but they did not do that. And that would have had them just right off the bat. So they think they get away with it. In fact, here's the craziest part. This is some sloppy police work. After they shot their parents, they put all their guns and all the clothes they were wearing, they put them in their tennis bags, and they left their tennis bags in the house. And then when the cops were there doing the investigation, the kids made a big deal of, hey, I have to get my tennis bags out. We got to get our tennis bags. And the cops were like, okay, go ahead and do that.
Yeah, were these the stupidest cops of all time?
I think it's like a Beverly Hills thing.
No, they were extremely lenient towards these wealthy young white men.
And they also thought that perhaps they're in shock and they were like crying and stuff.
But you still have a job to do.
You still have a job to do. So, but they did not point any fingers at the kids because they were like distraught and crying and shit. And bad police work for sure. So after the murder, the kids got access to the family money, although the dad had told multiple people before the murder that he was writing them out of his will, so he would not inherit anything. They ended up finding the last will that he had saved with his lawyer, and in that will, the kids were in the will. They were subject to getting that inheritance. There was allegedly a document that got found on Jose's computer that was like, I think it was just labeled like new will or something like that, but it was password protected, so the cops couldn't get into it. And I think one of the sons tried to hire a computer expert to come over to wipe the hard drive clean of any documents that said his name, his brother's name, or the word will, which is probably most documents that have the word will in it somewhere, right? Will is a very common term.
Just as a verb?
WILL. Yeah. So they never found any updated will after contacting the lawyers, so the kids got some of the inheritance. $700K they spent in the next 6 months. So they went on a little shopping spree. Lyle got a Rolex, he got a Porsche, he got $7,000 worth of clothing, and he invested in a wing.
That's actually not that much. 7,000 is not that much.
It's a good,
in the 80s.
It's a good amount of clothing.
Is it the 80s? Okay, in the 80s it probably is, yeah.
You got to keep appearances, I guess.
That inflection calculator.
And he also...
Oh, wait, I'm going to guess. $7,000.
You're known to be shit at these.
$7,000. This was 1989?
Yep. 1989, yep.
$7,000 in 1989 is going to be about $18,500 today.
Okay, it was $7,000?
Yeah.
$7,000. It's $17,770.
Pretty good guess.
Pretty good guess. You're like 50-50 with these.
That's a good estimation, Aaron.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah. 7,000. I feel like $7,000 even now that's a good amount of clothes.
Nah, bro. What are you talking about? They live in Beverly Hills. No, it's not.
Yeah,
You can get like if you shop on Rodeo,
that's
your day's
two
relatively
shirts.
short. Huh?
That's 2 shirts now.
That's what I'm
in
saying.
Beverly Hills.
You have maybe some shoes, maybe a nice piece of, I don't know, a suit or something. I don't know what they're going for, but like your day's short if all you're spending 7 racks on Rodeo.
So they got the Porsche, and also Lyle bought a share of a restaurant in Princeton. It was a wing restaurant.
Love that.
Yeah, I do. If I were to just get given $700,000 right now, and a wing restaurant was in that same room and was like, hey, can I get like $250,000 because here's my plan for my wing restaurant? I would probably give them that check.
That whole spending thing was like really glossed over in this documentary. They were like, yeah, they spent $100,000, whatever. Like, not the actions of generally grieving people.
Yeah. So what would be the actions though?
I don't know about that one.
It's tough to say what people do when they're going through grief because everyone goes through it
That
differently.
is true when you're talking about how people react to things and things like that. But they
seem to be enjoying their
parents
lives.
died, and they immediately were like, fuck yeah, let's. The guy bought like a $50,000 tennis instructor.
Yeah.
Like they were living it up.
Yeah, that's odd. Yeah, that's very odd. But like, I mean, grief is a motherfucker, man. Like you see people do different things. They turn to vices. Vices tend to be, alcohol, opposite sex, drugs, and shopping. Shopping can be a vice.
Anything to make them feel better, I guess, at the time. Like all these quick fixes. The $50,000 personal tennis coach, that's a crazy one.
That's a little egregious, yeah.
I would say so. But like buying a car, if you get a lot of money, maybe you have an old car, You want to get
But
something
also,
nice.
like, you just offed your parents, and now you want to take tennis lessons.
Yeah.
That's a little odd.
I
man.
honestly think they were like trying to get caught. Because they said in the thing, they were like, when we finally got arrested, it was a relief that like we didn't have to be on the run anymore and stuff. Like they were very clearly like just not in the right state.
Yeah. They also said they were like, we were surprised that we didn't get arrested, like when it first happened. They were like surprised.
He tried to invest $40,000 in a rock concert that never happened. I want to know what the lineup of that was.
Original Fyre Fest.
Yeah, really. They also got courtside tickets to NBA games, and you know this because there's a Mark Jackson basketball card from the 1990-1991 NBA Hoops set.
Is that Pacers? We with the Pacers then?
Knicks.
Yep. And
damn,
it has Lyle and Erik Menendez sitting courtside of that game.
That's fucked up.
So Mark Jackson, I think he's been getting a lot of requests to autograph that card.
They like took it out of circulation. They stopped printing it. I think once they realized who was on it. I have
all due respect, I think Menendez brothers are innocent. Mark Jackson.
I have a stupid question that I'm gonna add. Y'all tell me this.
Okay.
So back in the late 80s, early 90s, when you wanted to buy tickets to something, did you do that on the phone?
You could you would have to go to a physical location. I never bought them on the phone. If there was a concert, I would go to the HF Festival every year, one of the biggest concerts on the East Coast, and I would go to Tower Records. Usually show up around like 4 a.m., 5 a.m. when the tickets went on sale. You sit on the sidewalk, you hang out, you talk to people, then they open up the will call, and then you go up there, you buy your
so
tickets.
When tickets went on sale for something, it was at, like for sports, I guess that makes sense. So it would be like at the stadium.
I think you would go to the stadium for that, yes.
And then, so if you
that I've ever went to anything as a kid.
So if you're a Braves fan that lives in Mississippi, how did you buy tickets to stuff? You just had to show up at the game and hope they had tickets left?
There might have been like a way that you could do it by mail.
That's crazy too. Well, so I asked that to say, so the Menendez brothers are buying courtside Knicks tickets. How did they called up and said, hey, this is the Menendez brothers?
You know a ticket broker. So you can also get them through a ticket broker. Stu would be a good person to talk to about this because Stu,
yeah, probably
he would show up to MSG. Stu might have sold the Menendez brothers those tickets. Actually,
we should. Is he still here?
Let me call Stu real quick. He was texting me a second ago. He was trying to get me. Stu was trying to get me to go out to dinner with him tonight because when he's in town, sometimes we like to do dinners. I'm a little bit upset at Stu for saying that he hopes that Jaden Daniels goes to the hospital this weekend.
Let him buy you a nice dinner.
So here's what the internet says. Before the internet, people bought tickets in a variety of ways, including venue box offices. Tickets were available at the box office of the event. Ticket outlets, there were available outlets in department stores, college campuses, and other shops. Over the phone, tickets were available by phone, outside venues. Large crowds would gather outside venues to buy tickets. Mutual ticket agencies, tickets were available to mutual ticket agencies, which had outlets in various locations. Yeah, I just don't remember going to things. Honestly, I never really went to shit. I had no money to get it, so.
I don't think I ever went to anything. I never went to like a Redskins game growing up. I would go to their practices all the time, but that was like there was a sellout every weekend, so it was very hard to get tickets. I usually would go to games where you could just kind of show like a Wizards game. You just show up and go in.
I remember going to like high school games. And you would buy tickets there. I'm pretty sure that's still the deal now. But like any other, like if it was a college game or something like that, it would be like one of the homies invited me, and he would already have the tickets.
Yeah,
I went to one concert in my life as a child, and it was random lineup. It was Nas and Usher, and my homeboy invited me. He went with his girl to see Usher, and I went because I wanted to see Nas, and so I was third wheeling it at a Nas and Usher concert. I was like 12 years old.
I love that. Was it a good concert?
I like the Nas part. And then like Usher gets on and everybody's like slow dancing and shit. And I'm just like kind of just like looking around. And then my man's hugs me. I mean, not hugs me. He hugs his girl and he's, man, just want to make you be with a girl right now, man. I'm like, dog, what the fuck, bro? I swear he did that shit, dog. What the fuck is wrong with you, bro?
What an asshole, man.
While I do love the ease of buying tickets now, I miss physical ticket stubs.
Yeah.
Like I loved having tickets from stuff that I'd gone to.
They're kind of nice. My friend had Redskins season tickets, and when he'd get that envelope delivered in the mail, and he'd take them out, and you'd see which players were on each given ticket. It's like, oh, check this out. We got Sean Taylor week 3. That was fun. I'm gonna call Stu real quick because there's a chance that Stu might have sold them these tickets. See if he's there.
If not, he definitely knows who did.
My brother, what are you doing?
Hey, Stu, what's up? We're taping Macrodosing right now, actually. But I had a question for you about your past life as a ticket salesman or a ticket broker, whatever you wanted to call it.
Yes.
Were you working at MSG in the 1989 or I guess it would have been 1990.
So was I selling tickets?
Yeah, for Knicks games.
In 1990 is your question? Yes.
You were for Knicks games.
I worked as an independent ticket broker, but I worked for someone.
Okay. Would you ever have like courtside seats at that point?
Yeah, of course, definitely, 100%.
So there's an iconic basketball card from Mark Jackson, and it's in the 1990 NBA hoop set. And on that card, it's Mark Jackson, and then right behind him, sitting courtside, it's the Menendez brothers, the guys that killed their parents. And we were wondering, is there a chance that you sold them those tickets? Stu.
I mean, for performative, for this narrative, yes, 100. I swear to God, I swear on 1,000 Bibles, on my children's eyes, yes.
Okay.
Reality, absolutely not.
Okay.
Like 1994, 95, when Michael Jordan cut, Patrick Ewing's heart out, and all Knicks fans. Then I was actually, like, I went to the bathroom in his suite, and there was some picture of me and Sandy PFT. As I'm paying, me and fucking Sandy, it's a picture of me in her fucking first row. It was the funniest fucking thing. I made her go in the bathroom. She didn't want to go. I caused the whole fight, Nina. It's like, don't tell me what to do. You got to see this. We're in the bathroom.
That's incredible.
Oh, you're so funny.
All right.
Now, unfortunately.
Okay. All right. But for the purposes of the entertainment value.
Listen, you drag me into court right now. Biden, Trump, I don't give a fuck. Kamala, fuck them all. Suck my dick.
All right, Stu.
Me against you, bitch. Let's fucking go.
All right, Stu. Thank you. I appreciate it, buddy. I got to get back to doing the show.
I love you.
All right. Love you too, Stu. Bye.
We stumbled upon something so much greater than the answer to that question.
I think Stu has been enjoying some recreational herbal medicine. I think that's a safe bet.
I will say, when I walked into the office today at 10 a.m., he was walking out and said, "Do you want to come smoke?"
Yeah.
Stu Feiner, I believe, is the only person to ever offer me weed, and he's done it many times.
He's the only person ever?
I think so. Now, I've had people...
Do you want some weed, Big T?
No, you don't count. I've had people try to be like, oh, try it, you should try, like, hypothetically, but never someone be like, hey, Big T, you want to go smoke weed?
Like in that transactional environment. Yeah, because on this show, we've tried to get you to smoke weed before.
Yeah, but Stu Feiner has been like, do you want to go smoke weed right now at 11 a.m. on a Wednesday?
You're like elbowing you and you want to hit of this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like,
by the way,
I'm
how's
good,
your
Stu.
elbow?
It's all the way back.
All the way back.
I'm good.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
Physical
Break 80
therapy?
back in action?
Yeah, we should.
I'm in.
You can do it.
We're gonna have to go down to Houston now. It's gonna get chilly.
Don't let Big T drive the cart.
so no, hell no.
Yeah.
But it's so gorgeous down here right now. Right now, right as soon as I'm done here, I'm finna go play. My mom's in town. It is like a brisk 87, but it's not like a hot
Brisk.
87.
Oh.
But trust me, bro. I'm in Houston. It's like this gorgeous, like nice breeze, and it just you can feel the warmth. It's just delicious weather. This is amazing.
It's starting to get like perfect here.
It is pretty nice. Yeah, brisk 87. That's crazy.
I'm in Houston.
I know what you
so-
say. Like the second you can go outside without feeling like you're gonna die, you're like, oh, this is nice.
Yeah, the humidity's left, and that is brisk.
Yeah, we had the boys in the government put together the weather machine. They went down there and sucked up all the clouds from you, spat them out in the Gulf.
We appreciate you in the Democrat Party, PFT.
There, you know me, lifelong
Yeah.
Have you ever
big
seen the
DNC guy.
You ever seen the movie The Ultimate Christmas Present?
No.
It's where Santa controls the weather. He has a weather machine that gets stolen by Brenda Song and her white actress friend who never was in anything ever again. And so they kind of almost fuck up Christmas.
Too much snow?
Yeah. Also, John Sally's an elf in that movie.
Oh, that's awesome.
Good movie.
I'm going to have to check that out. When did that come out?
Like,
Early
yeah,
2000s.
like 25 years ago.
I've never even heard of that.
Good film.
It was I believe it was a DCOM.
It was.
Yeah.
It was a what?
Disney
DCOM,
Channel
Disney
original
Channel
movie.
original
DCOM,
movie.
yeah.
You old.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
Unk.
Yeah,
Unk for real.
everyone older than Big T. Actually, I would say that a majority of people that are between the age of 20 and 25 younger than Big T, they are an unk to you.
They're an unk to me?
Yeah.
How do you figure?
I feel like you're on a hot streak calling everybody unk.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm going to start calling Arian unk like unironically.
Okay, I like that.
I decided I liked it.
Arian, I have a question, kind of a two Americas type question.
Shoot, I am the representative of all black people.
I know that. Calling a lady auntie or auntie.
Auntie, yeah.
What does that imply?
Like it depends on the context, but majority it's like it depends on the context. What's the context?
Like I'm just curious because I've heard it used in a couple different ways, and I feel like there's an interpretation that I'm not getting. Like, could you call somebody auntie if they're older than you and you're interested in them sexually?
That's the context I was thinking. So like if like you like unc is usually like that could be substitute with OG.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if you like a little older woman, you're like, okay, auntie. You know what I mean? It's more of that vibes.
Because like playful and teasing.
Yeah, playful teasing. But also if somebody's like your mother's like best friend or something like that, like that's an older woman, it could just be auntie. You know what I mean? And like black people do that shit all the time. Like with cousins. Like I grew up with a dude who was like I called him a cousin, but we wasn't blood related. That shit happens all the time.
Yeah. Okay, that's kind of what I figured. So auntie could just be a friend of your family that you're just calling auntie because it's like we're so close, or if it's a older lady you're interested in, call her auntie, kind of like you're taking a small jab at her, but in a friendly way.
Yeah. Originally, I don't think you want to do it too much. You know what I mean? But if you try and slide, you know what I mean? That's a good icebreaker.
Gotcha. Okay, put that in my back pocket.
Yeah, put it in your back pocket.
You go around calling every woman auntie.
What's going on?
Why am I
auntie?
not getting laid? I've called 9 women auntie today.
Yeah, and it's gotta be auntie. Auntie is weird.
Yeah, it sounds like I'm asking him to make a pretzel for me. So, back to the Menendezes. They're on this Mark Jackson trading card. To me, that's self-defense, Jeff Van Gundy. I just want to hear him say that. There was a report in October 2024 on TMZ that people are now sending the brothers copies of the card in prison from outsiders asking them to autograph it. Autograph collectors are they're the weirdest people on planet Earth. They're so strange.
Another thing that similar to, not nearly as bad, but if you are not nearly as bad as the showing up to a kid's beauty pageant that you don't have a kid in, but if you are like waiting outside a team's practice facility at 7 a.m. with a binder full of 8x10s, like asking other adults to sign them, you're a freak show.
Do you think that's better or worse than when they bring their kids with them and they've got like a suitcase? They've got like a
Using the
duffel
kid
bag,
is worse.
and then sending the kids around the corner.
Yeah. That's scumbag behavior.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always had trouble telling the kids no,
Mm-hmm.
but I'd never had a problem with the adults.
Especially if you have one card and you're like, oh, I'm a big fan, could you please sign this? But it's people that have 30 pictures and they're like, will you sign all of these so I can go sell them?
Yeah, you can, after a while you can start to tell what it is. Like, and so it's rare that somebody has a photocopy of you in college against blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a rare thing that people have those.
Right.
And so like the majority of things is like usually merch or, hey, all I have is this thing. You know what I mean? Because they're not planning on running into you. And so for the most part, it's very premeditated, and you can kind of tell. You can kind of tell.
We got more Menendez stuff in a second. It's brought to you by Stella Blue. Stella Blue coffee. I love Stella Blue. Had some Stella Blue this morning. Had some yesterday. I had the apple crumb cake and the maple pumpkin pie. Both delicious fall flavors. It's football season. It's fall. There's no better way to celebrate than with Stella Blue Coffee's new fall collection. Great for tailgating, too. A little tip from the pros here. Keep this between you and me, Macrodosians. There's a kind of liqueur out there. It's called rum chata. Put a little rum chata in some of these autumn flavors of coffee, and you will have a great, great day. I like combining it with the apple crumb cake coffee. It's not too sweet. It's perfect. It's got a rich, buttery crumb finish to it. The maple pumpkin pie is delicious. It's got the sweet maple syrup flavor. It's in ground coffee and K-cup varieties. The seasonal flavors are going to fit seamlessly into your coffee routine. Grab Stella Blue Coffee's limited edition fall flavors today at StellaBlueCoffee.com or on Amazon. That's StellaBlueCoffee.com, and you can use promo code MACRO. Get 20% off any order of $25 or more on StellaBlueCoffee.com. Okay, so after the spending spree, they were still kind of like they were being thought of as maybe suspects, but they might have gotten away with it because they didn't have anything tying them to it. They weren't doing a great job investigating. But they got caught in a really strange way. So you have to rewind a little bit. A year before the murders, Erik was in trouble. I think he got busted for a string of burglaries, and he avoided jail time because there was a court-ordered therapist named Dr. Jerome Oziel. And Erik's dad, José, did not want his kids to go talk to this therapist. Now we know retroactively it's probably because he was afraid that a therapist was going to find out that he was doing bad stuff to his kid. But he said, okay, if it'll get you out of jail time, you can go see this therapist. I just have to be able to read all the notes that the therapist takes. And he has to send them to me, and then I'll review them. Which I don't know what kind of therapist does that. That seems like extremely unethical, right? If your adult son is going to therapy and then the therapist is sending you all the notes from it. That doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. So he had seen this therapist, and then after the murder, Erik at least was still living in the house. I'm not sure if Lyle was still living in the murder house or not, but Erik was definitely there. And he was feeling very guilty. So he scheduled an appointment with a therapist, and he just kind of broke down and confessed everything. So while the therapist is hearing all this shit, he's like, well, this is really, really heavy, but we have to call your brother Lyle in. And so then Lyle came in, and Lyle looked at the doctor, the therapist, and said, we have to kill him too, and everybody associated with him. There was a big screaming match, and then there was a witness that was sitting out in the waiting room named Judalon Smith. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Judalon Smith. And she was having an affair with Dr. Oziel. And and she was also a patient of his. So this is like the biggest scumbag therapist ever. So he's got two brothers in the therapy room, one of whom he sends all the notes from the therapy to that guy's dad. And then he's got a witness that's sitting out in the lobby that he is having an affair with. and she's listening to everything that's going on there. And the doctor says, listen, no, I can't tell anybody about this because, one, there's a rule saying that unless you're going to hurt yourself or somebody else, then I'm not allowed to say anything about it. Two, actually what you're telling me right now could be used as defense if you ever go to trial, if you're telling me that your parents abused you. So another unethical thing that Oziel was doing, he was tape recording all the therapy sessions. And I guess some people thought maybe he's using them to review later and go back and listen, go over his notes. I don't think therapists ever record you, right?
Not supposed to, I wouldn't
allowed
imagine.
to.
Yeah, I don't think that you're allowed to either.
I don't know the rules on that though.
So Erik said that they killed their dad, said that they killed their mom too to put her out of her misery after she had been shot. And then in 1990, the woman who was having the affair that was also a witness to this called the cops and said, hey, he's got all this stuff on tape and they confessed to everything. You need to arrest those brothers. So then there was a 2-year battle about whether or not the tapes were admissible in court. And the Supreme Court of California said, yep, guess what? 2 out of 3 tapes are eligible to be used in the trial, including the one with Lyle admitting to guilt. And that would make the therapist a primary witness for the prosecution. That is, like, they might have confessed to, they did confess to it, but that's like really fucked up to be able to get your therapist tapes. If you're law enforcement, I think, and just there shouldn't be tapes in the first place. Also,
Yeah, just look it up. You have to have the client's consent.
yeah, I would imagine. So I don't know if he got consent from the kids or what, but that doctor eventually lost his license because not only was he sleeping with one of his patients, he was also engaged in a dual relationship with one of his other patients. Where
Jesus Christ,
that person. Well, the next one is like a little bit different. He had a patient who was a construction worker, and so the guy would trade construction work for therapy.
that seems fair.
Yeah, I think that if somebody needs therapy and they can't afford it, and they're like, "Hey, I remodel kitchens. Okay, if you want to like come put a sink in for me, I'll take that."
I was kind of lit actually. It's barter. Good old America.
Yeah, it's barter. I agree. So, yeah, they claimed self-defense, and they claimed self-defense by saying that they thought that their dad was going to kill them. Unfortunately for them, that also means that they killed their mom, who was not directly posing like an immediate threat of bodily harm to them. So it's harder to say it's self-defense against her, other than the fact that you went in there, killed your dad. She's there too. She was a part of covering up a lot of the sexual abuse, and they shot her too. So the argument of self-defense kind of worked. The jury was split. Every male on the jury said that they were guilty of first-degree murder. Every female on the jury said that they were guilty of voluntary manslaughter. And so it ended up being a mistrial. They threw that out. Pretty strange way for it to be split. Also, This is what's crazy. So that in their second trial, they excluded a lot of the shit about the molestation and the sexual abuse and all that. They said you couldn't talk about that in the second trial. And the way it ended up working out was the second trial was right after the OJ trial. And a lot of people say that after the OJ trial, when he got off, when he was found not guilty, there was a big backlash against that because a lot of people watching the trial thought, how can this guy get acquitted of this crime, which he obviously did? So then there was a backlash to that, and people became more likely to convict criminals afterwards because they're like, our criminal justice system's fucked up. If OJ was found not guilty, I'm on a jury. They did it. I'm gonna right that wrong by finding this person guilty, which is kind of an interesting thing to think about.
Yeah, the judge, I think he just said straight up, you can't use any of that.
Yeah, you can't use any of the allegations of sexual abuse.
Which kind of fucks the entire, when your whole, there was no dispute as to whether they did it or not.
Yeah.
Because the whole first trial was whether it was going to be manslaughter or first degree murder.
Yeah.
And then second time they just had nothing to go on, I guess.
I don't know if like that's a very complicated question. If you're getting abused by your father over the course of years and years and years, and he's like controlling and just doing the worst shit possible to you, and you end up killing him, to me that's you're not as guilty of a crime as somebody that just kills their dad, right?
So I wanted to talk about that because now the whole TikTok and Twitter, like people are like adamant, like free these guys.
Uh-huh.
And you are correct that on the scale of killing people, they had seemingly some legitimate reasons. However, these guys were adults.
Mm-hmm.
They planned it relatively meticulously. Their plan wasn't great, but they like went and bought a gun and
they tried to plan it. Yeah.
Yes. It was not at a point when their life was in like imminent danger.
They say maybe it was.
It wasn't.
Because Eric told his mom and his brother that his dad was still molesting him.
Right, but that had occurred how long before? Days, weeks,
I think just
months?
days.
Okay,
I think just days.
But imminent means you have a gun, you're pointing it at me.
Right,
that is
true.
my life
Yes.
being in imminent danger. And they shot him like many times, reloaded, shot him again. If you want to say that maybe that should be voluntary manslaughter or third-degree murder, whatever you want to say, but like they did kill him.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like immediate self-defense.
Right. So, along those same lines, I forget the guy's name, but there's that case of the father that his son was kidnapped and sexually abused. It was in Louisiana. And then they caught the guy that kidnapped his son, and they were walking him through the airport, taking him back. And the father was at a payphone pretending to use a payphone.
That video.
And then, on the news, turned around, boom, shot him in the head, killed him. I don't think he served any prison time whatsoever for that. I think he was convicted of something. Maybe like reckless discharge of a gun, or I forget what it was, but maybe it was like some sort of like murder asterisk thing that he was convicted of. Didn't go to jail. I don't think that there's anybody in the world that doesn't understand why the father did that, right?
Sure.
So that guy's life was not in imminent danger, right?
True.
He was getting rid of a guy that sexually abused his son. He was, in his mind, extracting revenge, number one, and two, preventing this guy from ever doing that again. So with the Menendez brothers, they are getting revenge, and they are preventing their father from ever doing that again. Kind of a similar type situation, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like there is no charge for it that I can think of, but like it is kind of self-defense in a way against, and it's also payback for like an egregious crime that's been done repeatedly to them over and over and over again. If all this is true,
We think.
which for the most part, I think that they told enough people about it prior to the murders that I think it's safe to conclude that there was some really fucked up stuff happening. I don't know if all the details that they said were 100% correct, but there was some really fucked up stuff that their dad was doing to him. So if it's true, yes, they killed their parents in a very gruesome way, which is like a very unnatural thing to do. It's like a big like if the guy had in Louisiana had like shot a family member or something like that, that to me almost like would have been like, I don't know if worse is the right word, but they did something really fucked up, which is they killed their parents. But they were doing it with a mindset of payback and of preventing them from doing it again. And also you have to take into account the fact that they were really fucked up in the head if this stuff is true. Like if your dad has been molesting you for years and years and years, you think you have normal brain chemistry, normal like critical reasoning? No, you're probably really fucked up at that point. That could have been a more effective defense. Be like, yeah, he was driven to the point of insanity by his own dad. I feel like that might have been a better defense in the second trial.
Yeah, it's tough over that amount of time to be abused. Your moral barometer is off.
Yeah.
And you never had like a good example of what a good man was. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you came across it, but like your day to day was, with all accounts, he was an asshole to everybody. Nobody liked him, and that was how he saw the world. And he's raising you, and he's abusing you. It's tough to, you know, fight for morality within your own self like that. That's hard to do.
Yeah. And if you, that's why so many people that are abused when they're younger end up becoming abusers as they grow older, because they get all fucked up as a child. And if you don't do the work, if you don't have like go to therapy, if you're not talking to somebody and sorting things out, it's very easy for that new like fucked up line of what is inappropriate and what is not inappropriate that continues with you into adulthood. So yeah, they were both convicted of first-degree murder. They were not subject to lethal injection, and they've been in prison ever since then. They were in separate prisons for a while, but they got moved to being in the same prison, and so now they're in jail together. This is kind of a wild twist. They also both have been married, so they got married while they were in prison. I don't understand that. That's a pretty common thing too. Like if somebody gets convicted of a really heinous public crime, that women write to them in jail because there's a certain demographic of women that is attracted to a guy like that.
Mm-hmm. It happened with Gypsy. I mean, she's a woman that married to a man, but Gypsy Rose Blanchard got married in prison too. That's
true. Yeah, I guess it does happen on the other side. I hear about it more though. Like women seeing a guy that's in jail be like, "Ooh."
Well, there's also more men that murder.
That's another good point. Yeah, it's a very good point.
Yeah.
So what is that? Why are women attracted? I'm not saying all women, but why is there?
Why are you guys attracted to murder?
Why would there
put
be
myself in that category? But
why would there be a certain type of woman that would be attracted to a guy that's convicted of murder?
I have never understood it. I do not see the upside. I don't even know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, looking at them, they're handsome.
Yeah.
But like,
look at you. That's how it starts.
No, like I'm just saying, like, it's not.
Smash or
I
pass.
don't think people are marrying ugly murderers.
But I remember.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Buddy from Wisconsin.
Stephen Avery.
Oh yeah.
Bam. He got him a little shorty too.
I also remember. I think it was.
Don't know that.
Oh gosh, TJ Lane or something. Like he had.
Oh, he's disgusting.
Yeah, like
Yeah, he looked like a little
freak. Well, they're all freaks, but like
a.
I
think.
Yeah, I don't know what the
I think people
correlation
fall
is.
in love, bro. We're in entertainment culture, dog, and people are obsessed with the television and news and fame. And Menendez Brothers was on TV a lot, and you got some emotionally unstable woman looking at that shit like that's kind of hot, you know what I mean? Rather than like this nigga just murdered his parents, like it just grows. People are. The more I grow, the more I realize not everybody playing with the same deck of cards, dog. Like, you know what I mean? Some people got some
or
shit
like
missing in their decks.
relating to their trauma. Like some
Yeah.
women, if they have their own trauma, they probably might be able to relate to them, I guess.
That would probably be a more healthy way to start that relationship,
Yeah.
right? Than to just see somebody on TV and being like, oh, wouldn't that be exciting to be married to the famous person?
Yeah,
that's very kind. I think people just slow, dog. I could be wrong.
I
though.
think
motherfuckers are
I
slow.
think for them, like both of the brothers too, in that situation. Again, I wasn't around when this trial was happening, but from what I've read, I think a lot of people had a lot of sympathy for them at the time, and didn't in their brain like classify them as necessarily like cold-blooded murderers.
No, I think at the time, from everything I've seen, they were like, everybody made fun of them on SNL and they were not liked.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, that's a recent thing. The TikTok crew is big on.
No, because it's been before TikTok. Because I've like known about them for a while. I feel like, and people were like, "Free the Menendez brothers."
I'll tell you who I did not care for though. The prosecutor.
Yeah.
She was in this documentary, and she seems like a real fucking
biatch.
She like at one point looks at the camera and goes, "And for all you TikTok investigators, whatever, my home is armed. So if you try, like, anyone's gonna go to her house 30 years after the Menendez brothers trial, like, give it a rest." Also, she said, Well, why don't we just make since everybody seems to think the Menendez brothers are so great, why don't we just make every trial a poll and everybody can vote after that? And I was like, you're kind of describing exactly what happens
What a jury is.
just with a much smaller pool.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a valid point. So they got married, both of them. Lyle married a former model, Anna Erickson. But then they broke up because she found out that he had pen pals with other women. So this guy.
Damn, he fumbled a model in prison?
Yeah.
Bro.
That's tough, man. You finally got somebody to reach out to you. She bad, and you like, yeah, but
what's her
Men
name?
are so stupid.
I got this
Anna-
other male popping too.
Anna Erickson.
They think grass is always greener.
ERIKSSON.
Are they allowed to have baby oil in prison?
I don't know. Probably pick that up in commissary. Make your own, like it's toilet hooch. Walk around just getting everybody spit into a bag.
Oh, come on.
I'm going to leave this out in the sun for a couple days.
That shit's nasty.
So, yeah, she found out that he was writing to other women. How do you get caught cheating in prison when you're not actually cheating?
Yeah, that's not even cheating. I guess emotionally.
Yeah, it's emotional cheating.
But I guess it is
Yeah,
cheating.
that means
'cause,
she was
that's-
emotionally
That's
invested.
the most that you can do, right?
That's the most that you can do. Like, that's the most they can have. It's not like they can.
Oh, okay. Relationship
consummate.
question: is emotional cheating cheating?
Yes.
What do you mean when you say emotional cheating? I would say yes, but
When you entertain intellectually or emotionally somebody else.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I'm just saying with y'all because y'all didn't seem like it, but you said that's all she did. I mean, that's cheating.
all she could do.
Yeah, so I'm more saying like, how did this guy get caught?
Right.
When-
I don't know how he got caught.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the part that confuses me. Now, if I'm Anna Erickson and I'm a former model and I married this guy that's in prison because, like, what a lucky day for him that me, a former model, married him.
Right.
And I find out that he's also right. Of course, yeah, I would do the same thing. I'd be like, "Fuck you, dude."
But also emotional cheating, you can build that bridge back as a couple. I feel it's not as. It's more like, okay, what is missing from our relationship? The physical shit's like, man, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
You know, you dipped your dip in somebody else's sauce. That's tough.
I like that that description of it.
Cross contamination.
Yeah. Also, okay, so they weren't having conjugal visits either. I looked up the law.
Mm-hmm.
In California, there was a law that said that you could not have conjugal visits if you were in prison for a murder and your conviction was like life without parole.
Mm-hmm.
Not allowed to have conjugal visits. They changed that law recently, but if you murder a family member, you're not allowed to have it.
Oh, like specifically a family member?
Yes.
Huh.
So they never had sex with their wives.
Yeah.
Very strange.
Yeah, well, I don't know what those women were getting out of it.
Right.
They-
So it's like the emotional cheating is heightened to another degree
yeah.
because there's no physical anything with anyone.
What are the chances that their wives were not cheating on them?
Oh, they're definitely getting.
Yeah, I mean, probably.
If you're crazy enough to
That's-
like
yeah.
see a murderer on TV and be like, that's who I need to be with, I think you're crazy enough to like, that's all you're doing.
Yeah.
But you're not having sex for 15 years with anyone?
How much sex are you having if you feel the need to get married to the Menendez brothers?
I would think that those type of women could be having a lot of sex.
Lots of it.
If they
That seems
were,
like
why
a-
would they be doing that?
I don't
It
know.
seems like an attention grab. Like they're just missing attention in their life, and that was satiating to a certain point, and then but they just move on. That's what it feels like to me. I don't want to judge Miss Menendez though. Maybe
Yeah.
she's faithful. Maybe she held him down. I doubt it though. I think she's getting it in.
Kim Kardashian has visited the Menendez brothers.
Okay, let's turn this up a notch.
That was a great day for them, huh? Like your wife divorced you because you're writing letters to other girls on the outside. And probably haven't seen a woman for a long time. And then the first woman that comes in is Kim Kardashian. Good day for them. But she has done a lot of prison reform stuff. And so she looks at them as being people that should be freed. I'll say this, they've done their time.
How long has it been? 30
So it has been what, 33 years?
It's tough.
If
Do we
what
view them as a threat?
if what they're saying is true about the stuff their dad did to them, I feel like they've served their time and then some. And their mom did stuff to them too.
Yep. I don't know if
I don't know what that
it's
time
fair.
is. I don't know what limit I would set on it, but I feel like they've done their time at 33 years.
I don't know. I believe in people reforming. So
Yeah.
who knows?
All right, so that's where we're at right now.
So so are they on the docket to get released, or what's happening with this?
I don't know if there are any current appeals right now, but the best thing that can happen to you if you're in prison for a crime is have Netflix hit you up and be like, "Hey,
Twice.
twice. We want to put something out about you."
I mean, you ain't got nothing else going. You know what I'm saying?
Has there ever been a Netflix camera crew that's hit up a prisoner and be like, "Hey, we want to do a documentary about you because we want to show just what a piece of shit you are and how you deserve to be in there for longer"? I don't think that ever happens, right?
No.
No, but apparently the district attorney of whatever county or whatever this is in said that they're keeping an open mind about Menendez brother release.
So the fact that
I don't know what that means legally, but
the fact that the guy from Menudo stepped forward and said, "Hey, their dad did this to me too," I feel like that's good for them in their appeals process
Yeah. I
because they
think so.
can say, "Hey, it's a pattern of behavior from the dad.
Mhm.
They were not lying about this."
yeah. But I also don't know how like serious a keeping an open mind is like in terms of everything, but that is what I have been seeing. But and they only just got moved to the same prison like a couple months ago.
Let's
Like
see. When
that
was
that was a new development. As
I know.
well.
I know it was very recent. Yeah, which was probably good for them.
Yeah, and they apparently have been working together on a green space project for prisons, I believe.
Oh, they're leaning into this Netflix thing pretty hard, huh? Well, like putting green roof on the prison.
The green space project, which is a Norwegian model about trying to reduce recidivism.
Oh, okay.
So, and
All right.
it says that Lyle is engineering or is vital to putting the project together.
That makes sense. I thought you were talking about like doing eco-friendly things at the prison. Which, Arian, you remember that tweet where it was talking about liberalism? And it was like liberalism is saying hire, clap, more, clap, female, clap, prison, clap, guards, clap.
No, I don't remember. What is this?
No, that's just a classic tweet.
I'd have to see it because I don't get it.
Well, it's just saying like liberalism is saying like it's the same thing as paint a pride flag on a bomb.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, okay, gotcha.
Had Josh Shapiro and Zelensky signing all of them.
Yeah,
You saw that recently?
yeah. Signing bombs is fucked up behavior. Unless
Like-
It's weird.
It's weird. It's very strange behavior. Yeah.
It says that apparently the Green Space Project is they spearhead this project that basically helps make prisons more of a college campus environment, and how they do it in Norway, and it establishes more rehabilitation.
Well, if it works, I say do it.
But the brothers are the ones that are trying to get this going.
So I predict that something will happen with them in the next couple of years.
You think they're getting out?
I think they might. The double Netflix.
I don't
Like surviving one
Is-
Netflix thing as a prosecutor is hard enough. You got double Netflixed?
But is the government going to be like, we were really convinced by the Netflix show that we should let these guys out that we decided needed to be in prison forever?
I think it's going to be more about public outcry.
I think that makes them look bad, though.
I think the public outcry being like, hey, look at this, what are you guys doing? Because
People will be off this in 2 weeks.
But a lot of people, that's true, but they don't feel like that when they're in the middle of it. And then they get the ball rolling, and then the public has moved on to something else. They're like, well, we already started this investigation, so we have to finish it. Okay, I guess we'll let them out. But yeah, it's a lot of these people are elected. So if you have the public turn against you, then they're like, fuck, our job's over. I predict they'll
Yeah.
be let out in the next 2 years.
Oh wow.
Well,
Like,
move
I
back.
could see it happening. I think, like, if I was in that position, I'd be like, they'll be over this in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Well,
And-
you know more about the internet
Then who?
than like
The 60-year-olds in the LA District Attorney's office?
Yes.
Yeah, probably.
yeah. Because right now, and their kids are probably telling them,
Yeah.
"Hey, look into this.
Yeah.
Check this out." Like that was actually a secret weapon. Part of my take for a while is before we became like a massive show, it was like the kids of people that were in high up positions with like NFL teams, like sports networks. Their kids would tell them, "Hey, you have to go on Part of My Take. Hey, you should send this guy on Part of My Take." And it wasn't like the adults, but they wanted to seem cool to the kids. So like, okay, yeah, we'll set that interview up if you say it's good. That's what's happening with like district attorneys, where it's like their kids are badgering them over Thanksgiving break. You got to watch this Netflix show, Dad. These Menendez brothers.
Have you heard of the Menendez brothers?
Yeah. Salt of the earth. Watch this TikTok about this Menendez family. You'll never believe it.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's Macrodosing. We'll see you guys on Tuesday of next week. And then Thursday, if we can get a Duggar on the show, that'd be big.
I know. I reached out to Jordan, so
All right.
we'll see.
Fingers crossed. See you then. Love you guys.